Hello and welcome to Cutting Through the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And this week we're going to talk about the US dollar bill and its symbolism, the stuff on it. Does it mean something creepy? Is it just a nice design?
Do they just like the look of an owl?
Yeah, well, it's hidden away. Yeah. We'll get to it.
Okay.
I have a confession to make actually this week.
That?
Oh yeah.
I watched the Ghostbusters remake.
What did you think of it?
I give it a 6.5.
Ah, see, it's not that bad, is it?
It kept me entertained until the end when, I'm sorry, proton packs don't involve use of martial arts.
Yeah.
That was a bit silly.
The only thing that annoyed me about it, what I found to be daft, is the cameos.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing them on the screen, but I thought, why the fuck didn't they just set it? Why couldn't Ray just train a new bunch?
Yeah, that's it.
Why does it have to be a complete new... But I did read on this subject an interview with Ray. No, what's his name? Dan Aykroyd, sorry. Obviously one of them's dead now, but he believes the three remaining cast members will be back because basically that movie proved that the Ghostbusters as a franchise is still a popular thing.
Yeah.
But people don't necessarily want to see anybody else doing it.
Yeah. If they'd have had the handover, like you say,
yeah.
Like, hey, we're going to retire, we're going to recruit some new people.
There you go.
Boom, there you go, you've got your movie.
Ray could have been her professor at fucking uni or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not that big of a leap, is it? But I'm glad you watched it because I was surprised by it. I didn't love it.
No, I wouldn't go.
Certainly didn't. It didn't make me want to go and burn things.
That's something.
Mate, people were butthurt on it.
I think mainly
I
think mainly it was the fact that it was the female cast.
That's why I think did it as well. People saw it as too PC, but it's that whole. It's the whole the people that had a problem with Last Jedi.
It's the same
That
people.
same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Idiots, basically.
Yes.
It's easy. I don't care who's in an acting role, as long as they're doing it well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the premise of that film is a bit shit. They could have, why have why have the originals as cameos when you could, just have them in there and incorporate them into the plot.
It's like James Bond. I mean, I'm happy if that black guy gets it. What's his name?
Idris Elba.
That's it.
Yeah, he gives a shit.
Great actor, love him.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Oh, you're gonna make me look a cunt now.
Why's that? You think Bond should be white?
I don't. Because I don't like black people, but hear me out. Hear me out. Fuck you, internet. Right, he's described in the books as being a certain way. I know that doesn't mean you have to stick to it, you could change it.
I'd be happy if it was a girl, wouldn't bother me.
Oh, fuck, calm down. I'm not having that.
Jane Bond.
Jane Bond, oh god.
But what you've got to look at, Gaz, is that James Bond, the popular fan theory is that James Bond isn't necessarily a man, it's the code name that's passed on to 007.
So
he could be anybody.
Okay, I will take Idris Elba, but the reason I don't like it for the sake of it. Like, yes, he looks amazing. Was voted the world's sexiest man fairly recently, I think. But has he got any previous, high-end lead role action film? He's a bit part in a lot of things.
He's got Luther, hasn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
I think he'd be a good Bond, but I'm also with Gaz because he's never had a leading role in a very successful film.
Well, did Daniel Craig?
Layer Cake was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't ever seen him do action. A bit little, I suppose. Layer Cake's a bit action. I don't know. It's a difficult one because I know what you're saying. There is no reason why James Bond shouldn't be black.
Or a woman.
No, there isn't because the character is written as we don't
and she still
have
smokes
to
cigars.
change everything to a woman. I tell you what, women, write your own fucking character, right? You don't need to, let's turn James Bond into a woman to please the women. No. Somebody invent a new female character that's as good as James Bond. And then
Jane Bond.
God.
As long as it's not like one of the crankies. Or
I don't think they're going to get little Jimmy Cranky to play Jane Bond, like.
No, I don't know.
For a start, she's pretty fucking 80 now.
Yeah, it's really dodgy, you know. Like I'm already regretting that. Maybe I should have just agreed and gone, yeah, Idris Elba would be a great James Bond, because it's a really it's a quagmire of potential messiness, isn't it? Trying to explain, you know.
You're saying for personal preference.
Personal preference, I want to keep Daniel Craig. I don't think you need to replace him with Idris Elba. And if I really sat down and
he's only got one film left, remember? So you know, you've got to.
If I sat down and thought about it, I'm sure I could think of somebody who I'd put above the list. Not because of race, though.
Tom Hiddleston.
He'd be alright, but do you know what though? Because I used to like. Sorry, listener. Welcome to the show. This is a hell of a James Bond tangent, but get used to it. As a youth, I quite enjoyed the Pierce Brosnan James Bonds. Me and Leona watched GoldenEye on TV.
GoldenEye's okay.
Yeah, but we were watching on and I was like, how did I ever believe this Ponzi man was a fucking top level badass agent when I was a child? Look at him. Looks like a ballet dancer or something, like mincing his way through. Like, and maybe we've been spoilt with Daniel Craig, who looks like he could fucking take out a pub full of hooligans, like with a bottle and a.
Oh, you mean like Kingsman then?
Stick. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Maybe that guy from Kingsman.
Colin Firth.
No, the young.
No, Tyrone something or other.
Give him 10 years, maybe he could be a James Bond.
Hmm?
But anyway, should we do the show?
Yeah. So what we usually do. Sorry about the tangent. I had to just get that confession off my chest. That launches into this massive tangent. Then, because I always seem to be behind on films. Right. First of all, we do weird news. It's going to take about 20 minutes, half an hour. It's some random stuff that we found quite amusing or scary. We have some scary stuff too. Scary for us, not necessarily, you know, ghosts.
Yeah.
Scary ghosts. But either way, right, so let's crack on with that.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
What we got? So this ties in. I found this and it kind of links into our QAnon episode a little bit.
Okay.
So go and listen to that if you haven't already. Trump threatens to declassify devastating documents if the Democrats want to play tough in Congress. President Donald Trump has said that he will declassify documents that will be devastating for Democrats if his political opponents want to play tough next year when they take control of the House of Representatives. Once they take over the House in January, Democrats will be able to launch investigations into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election and the president's personal finances.
Oh, Donny baby.
If they want to play tough, I will do it, Mr. Trump said. They will see how devastating those pages are. Mr. Trump suggested the documents would serve as a counterpunch to Democrats if they chose to investigate him. If they want to go and harass the president and the administration, I think that would be the best thing that could happen to me, because I'm a counterpuncher and I'll hit them so hard like they've never been hit like that. I'm quoting Donald Trump, that's why the grammar's terrible, people. It's not my reading, I'm quoting Trump's speech directly. Mr. Trump said in an interview with the New York Post, "You know what, I think that will help my campaign. That will be the beginning of my campaign as president." You've been in for 2 years, mate.
Wow.
He's got a campaign again now.
It's
the new campaign cycle comes on now.
Well, the new campaign cycle is you don't stop. You win and you go on the road and still do rallies and do everything as if you're gearing up for another election race.
Well, he does, because he thinks he's bloody Hitler, doesn't he, with his Nuremberg rallies?
Orange Hitlers.
What a strange state of affairs to, like, he's essentially admitting publicly, we all know this anyway, but he's essentially publicly admitting, yeah, we're all dirty.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what side you're on, we're all dirty. They're going to investigate me. You want to investigate me? Well, I'll fucking tell you what they've been up to. You know, he's not stood there saying, I have nothing to hide. You know, investigations are put. Fucking investigate me, will you? Oh, we'll all go down together, mate. I'll shoot holes in the bottom of the boat and we'll all fucking drown. Because we're all dirty. Wow.
Well, if Q's do you believe, though, all the Democrats are child sex ring, human trafficking.
Both sides, we sort of discussed that, didn't we? If we believe the Democrats are, then you're basically going to believe that the other side, by sheer sort of statistics, they have to be too. But, well, I mean, what a fucking state of affairs. Just rather than defending your own position of like, you know, I have got nothing to hide, you know, investigate me all you want, you know, it's a waste of public money because I'm an innocent man, I'm a legitimate man, I'm an above board man.
Doesn't even bother with that, man, does he?
No, just like, investigate me, I'll investigate you, we're all dirty.
I'm a counterpuncher.
Yeah, but I suppose in a way, I'll be right, mate. Are we to admire this sort of newfound honesty, I suppose? Is it honesty? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not denying anything, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to get investigated. Well, if they want to do that.
Well, maybe he is clean and he's just like, you know what? I doubt he is.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's say maybe,
Yeah,
in an
devil's
alternate
advocate.
universe he is clean.
Yeah.
And they're just going to make themselves look fools, and then he goes, oh, by the way, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, they're all involved in child sex trafficking, there's the evidence.
Oh. Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
the Republicans just raise their way through the polls, blast the roof off the polls, and the Democrats die a slow death.
and Trump's tax returns don't seem quite as interesting then, do they, when you've got
No.
documented
That's true,
proof
they don't,
of, you know, satanic paedophilic...
Do you think he's
Adrenal
got,
chrome
do
harvesting.
you think he's got anything on him? Or I think it's just a...
Oh, I think he's fine. I bet
bluff?
if you investigated his financials over the years, there'd be
No,
all
I mean,
sorts of
do
criminality.
you think he's got anything on them?
Or is it a bluff?
Is it a bluff?
Probably, because I think they are all dirty, aren't they? Not everyone, but your vast majority of politicians have got something, even if it's something as benign as dodgy tax returns or expenses, right up to the criminal, fucking morally reprehensible acts. You know, I'm sure there's something on everybody to a level, so...
Doesn't mean that he's got it though, does it?
No, you're very true. Yeah, it could be a total bluff. This could be like childish, complete childish, you know, he's shitting himself.
Yeah.
Absolutely
So he lashes
shitting
out
himself.
like a toddler.
I know what to say that will stop it. It's a bit like, say, if you threaten to punch me now, Ben. You don't want to do that, Ben, because if you punch me...
I'm
well, then-
friends with
Yeah.
Tyson Fury.
Exactly, yeah. My mate Tyson's going to come round and punch you, so I don't think you should punch me. But
I'll take on that
you
fact,
then got to
didn't
take the gamble of like, is he friends with Tyson or isn't he? How badly do I want to punch him? Democrats, what do you think they're thinking? Well, the ones that rape kids are definitely thinking, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I don't care if that's a bluff or not, that's too close to the bone, I ain't saying shit to nobody.
But I was there with that Republican senator.
They protect each other, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure partisan politics don't come into it when you're all at the brothel broing out, the child brothel, allegedly.
Harvesting the adrenal glands of
Yeah.
the children to make yourself live longer.
Broing out with some cocaine and dead children, yeah.
What a tragic picture.
It is rather.
It is.
Allegedly. So yeah, we'll wait and see, because
Yeah.
they've got to investigate him, haven't they? Because they want the...
Well, they want to get him out, don't they?
Oh yeah, they want to prove this
But
Russian
you get him out,
collusion.
you end up with Pence. Who's worse?
Yeah.
He scares me more than Trump does. I mean, he's a.
He does, but he doesn't have the backing of the people like Trump does.
Oh no, he's got the religious right more so than Trump.
Yeah, maybe, but the religious right is still not a massive proportion.
Enough people just had to go up and vote one day, Mike, and before you know it,
Well, look what happened. They voted him in. Well, the Russians did.
you've got the American Taliban on the fucking go, haven't you?
The Taliban is American, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the American Taliban, you could refer to the American right-wing Christians as a Taliban-like sort of regime, couldn't you? Taliban-like
Yeah,
organisation.
usually the further,
Without the AKs.
you know, the radical sort of people will come out anyway for their base, you know what I mean? The base will come out. Politics is about getting the people in the middle to turn to you. So, depends if Pence is better than Trump at that.
No, I doubt it. He'd just be pandering to one base.
That's what I mean. So would he?
But he's still. If Trump did go, he might still have 2 years in charge.
But you're working under the assumption that the election isn't rigged to fuck anyway.
I think.
So-
Fucking all
Well,
I
Hillary
know
did
is-
with the popular vote by 3 million.
Yeah, see, that
That's
always
insane.
puzzles me. I mean, how can you win the people's vote and still not get in? It's just the people that matter, isn't it?
I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
I'm not saying that
I
Hillary
do
would
not-
have been amazing, but
Brutally honest, I am quite openly willing to admit I do not fully understand the workings of American politics, even in a simple, basic way. I mean, I kind of get representatives, Congress, all that, but the popular vote, all that shit completely bamboozles me. I've got no idea how that fucking shit works.
The Electoral College.
Yeah, there's like some fucking equation thing going on, isn't there? And some.
Isn't it states having the points, and if you win
Yeah.
win that state, you get some states are worth more than others.
Yeah.
So Trump won the big states that had the most points, and Hillary, even though she got more
Well,
votes.
no, New York and California, I think, are two of the biggest.
Yeah, but
And they vote blue.
oh well, maybe you just got more points then.
Well, I think I've completely lost my point.
Let's move on to the next one.
I really had something to say then.
Here's something lighter from Britain. We could have been killed. Couple shock as 60-mile-an-hour winds see trampoline fly 50 metres before landing on their car. There you go, from Birmingham, so it's fairly close. Barry Fisher, he says a trampoline flew around 50 metres.
Fucking hell, there's a flying trampoline!
It landed on their car as 60-mile-an-hour winds battered Stoke-on-Trent.
Wow.
Pensioners Barry and Pauline had only just got up when they heard a huge bang outside their home in Alcester Close. They were shocked to see their neighbour's trampoline had blown across 2 gardens before becoming wedged on top of their Honda CR-V and the fence. The pair then struggled to keep the trampoline from taking off again before enlisting the help of nearby residents to return it to the owners. I don't think they could have been killed because they were in their house.
Right.
Semi-retired Barry, age 73, said, "While sitting in our lounge, I heard a loud crash just outside the front door. I went out into the driveway to discover that a huge trampoline had been lifted by a gust of wind from the front garden 2 doors away, and as it was then wedged on top of my Honda and the garden fence, it must have been at least 4 foot in the air. Luckily, I think the fence took most of the main force of the impact, and the damage done to my car turned out to be minimal."
This is very British, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
was just about to say to our American listeners, you know, you have all the hurricane season and you had a lot of flooding to deal with, Houston.
Wildfires.
Wildfires, yeah. In Britain, if a fucking trampoline gets blown from one garden to another, it's in the fucking news.
Exactly. And I must say, Barry's looking very dapper. It's almost like he dressed up especially for the photographers to come round.
They did say, I was quite shocked at the 73-year-old semi-retired.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Pack your job in so someone else can someone else can take it over, you fucking selfish bastard. I don't get these people who work after retirement. I really don't. I can't wait to retire.
This story is amazing. The owners of the trampoline were not at home, but another neighbour came across. There was 4 of us trying to hold it down, and between us we managed to drag it back against the wind into the owner's drive and wedge it between the wall and the house to stop it from blowing away again. Fucking hell, they have to rescue babies from upside down cars in rivers, you know, in the streets of US cities. And
It's 4 of us walking into the wind.
it took 4 of us to hold down the trampoline. Couldn't believe it.
Pauline was still in her dressing gown when this happened.
Oh, it's just had a rollers in her hair. Do you imagine, again, to our American listeners, just heard some sounds coming from my mouth and no concept of what any of them meant. That is called the Birmingham accent.
Yes.
Not Birmingham, Alabama. It's a little different in Birmingham, the UK.
It's still kind of like the Wild West.
Yeah, they knew Ozzy Osbourne is, surely.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Trampoline. Sharon! That's it.
The 72-year-old said, "It was throwing it down with rain at the time. I was soaked through. I even went round to my neighbours in my dressing gown to get help. Everyone who knows me will be aware of what a shock that is. I don't let anyone see me unless I'm pristine. That explains why he's so dapper." Yeah, someone could have died apparently. And they were disappointed the amount of help they got from the council. What do they want the council to do?
Bring, bring. Hello, Birmingham Council. There's a really strong wind and it's blown a trampoline from over next door's garden into my garden. And what precisely would you like us to do about it? Well, come and move it. No. It's not covered under the
Health and safety
I've lost it,
guidelines.
yeah. But come
Oh,
on.
yeah, that's stuck for news, I mean.
This is so
You
British.
know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, I thought they'd lighten the mood a little bit.
No, it was a good. What this was a good headline that ran out of steam about 3 sentences in,
Yeah.
when we realised that nobody's life actually was. I mean, although, would it have been a better story if the trampoline impaled his wife's skull? You know.
Or at least took out her rollers. Like,
ripped off
Mr.
her
Head
dressing gown and exposed her bosom to the neighbours.
Yeah.
Like a carry-on sketch.
Something like that, yeah. Well, that's all we'll have after Brexit is carry-on films.
No.
So that's a Brexit programming. Every channel, 24/7 carry-on films.
No. Reminding us of better times.
How to be more British.
Everybody would have sold their TVs for food by now.
Oh yeah, we haven't got the electricity to run them either.
No.
Fuck that, I'll starve before
We'll
I
just
start
be watching
TV.
the rats eat each other in the corner room.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be the entertainment.
Grimdark.
If the economy crashes and like the price of goods goes skyrocketing and like my money becomes worthless and I can't feed the children,
We already said this. You'll be doing hand jobs for loaves of bread.
but will the government step in at any point and say, here's some food for the children, don't let them die?
Wow.
Well,
With the Tories in power, I wouldn't bank on it.
they've already took their milk and scored dinners.
Yeah, that was a genuine question.
Yeah, 3 million people, isn't it? They go to food banks.
Yeah.
In this country, they can't afford to eat.
Oh fuck.
That's now.
Oh fuck. Listen, for our international listeners, we're going to set up a GoFundMe for the show and basically ask you to fund us through Brexit. Feed us. Never mind, you're not paying for the podcast, you're paying for like
To keep us
bread.
alive.
Yeah. Milk, you know, well, it won't be real milk from a cow, from a moo cow.
It'll be
It'll
cockroach milk at that
sterilised.
point.
No.
God. Dog's milk lasts twice as long as any other type. Why is that? No bugger will drink it.
Poison the dwarf.
Yes. Well, that was a fun news story.
Yeah.
What's next, Ben?
It's something just as fun. Maybe. Crocodile kills pastor as he baptises followers on lake in Ethiopia. I always find these ones funny. I don't know why.
The power of Christ does not compel you.
It does not compel you to be not eaten by a crocodile. It's not compelling that crocodile.
That's right, mate. It's funny, all my prayers didn't seem to work on the wild prehistoric beast.
He's no Saint Columbo from the Loch Ness episode.
No.
He told Nessie to fuck off.
Exactly, yeah. Fuck me, right.
A lakeside baptism ceremony ended in disaster when a large crocodile leapt from the water and killed the pastor, has been reported.
Wow.
Docho Estete was allegedly grabbed by the crocodile soon after he started a mass baptism for 80 people on the shores of Lake Abaya in southern Ethiopia.
That would be horrific though, wouldn't it? You must imagine just standing on the edge of the lake, lovely day, guys doing a nice little baptism, next thing his fucking crocodile comes out and pulls him under.
Death roll.
Yeah.
And then, boom, and then he screams for his God to help him, but no, he never will, because he doesn't exist.
He died in the godless belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Wow, that's poetic.
Unless he comes back like Jonah. Just living in a crocodile's stomach for a while.
He'd probably still be trying to convert people down there, wouldn't he? Wow. Was he holding a baby at the time?
No.
That's alright then.
He baptised the first person, then he passed on to another one. Local resident Ketimo Cairo told the BBC, all of a sudden a crocodile jumped out the lake and grabbed the pastor. He was bitten on his legs, back and hands. As his horrified congregation looked on, local fishermen reportedly struggled to rescue him. It was said they succeeded only in using their nets to prevent the crocodile from taking the 45-year-old's body into the lake.
Dead body.
Yeah.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, it does. The thing is, Lonely Planet Travel Guide does warn about Lake Abaya that it has a large population of crocodiles which are said to be aggressive towards people and animals because the lake has few fish, their preferred food. Then don't do a mass baptism in it!
He was, to be fair to him,
You are.
he was probably thinking it'd be alright. There's only like 3 people here to baptise.
There's 80 of them?
Oh, 80. I'll get it done quick. We won't go far in, couple of steps, it'll be alright. Gets fucking 2 people in and then...
But he thinks God's on his side and,
Exactly,
you know,
yeah, that's a good point.
so he thinks he's safe, he's covered by God.
God versus the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile can be up to 6 metres long and weigh as much as a ton. And the crocodile 1, God 0.
A ton.
Yeah, I mean, the Nile crocodile causes the 3rd highest number of large animal-related human fatalities in Africa after hippos and lions. And then an opportunistic ambush predator.
Well,
And we're shit in the water, so they were easy.
yeah. That's how it survived. It didn't survive since dinosaur times by,
Taking on bigger stuff than itself.
Yeah.
Ain't going to take a hippo on, is it?
It's not getting ideas above its station. It's safe to say it's settled, it's found its way, it's found its wheels.
It's got its niche.
Yeah, exactly. I wait for dumb cunts to come close enough, and yoink, and no one can fight me.
It has got an Achilles heel though.
What's
Yeah.
that?
A rubber band
Oh,
on its mouth and it can't open. It hasn't got the power.
yeah, it's got power to
Open.
slam down.
Yeah.
That's why when they catch them, they tie up their mouths, don't they? But still,
In all fairness, though, I don't think the cat's got an elastic band on him.
No. I'm just
please,
saying.
have you thrashing about in the throw me the gaffer tape! Oh! What was that pasteurised going on again? Gaffer tape! Oh, yeah.
So if you do see a crocodile, sit on its snout.
I'll try to remember that advice.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm never going to be anywhere fucking near a crocodile. I'm not that daft. I've got no desire. I don't want to go and see the... I got TV!
Then, but what about running across the backs of 3 or 4 of them off firing a handgun and then saying, you should be luggage?
Well, I wouldn't mind doing a bit of that.
That's
But,
a
yeah.
film, Eraser. Great film.
Amazing
I like
film.
Eraser.
Your Luggage, very underrated film.
It is.
Is that the one with the cool weapons that can see
Yeah,
through buildings?
yeah.
One shot, like, boom, it blows. They're like pulse.
Yeah, electromagnetic
Yeah.
pulse rifles or something like that.
Fuck yeah, that is a good movie, Eraser. So yeah, I don't have much sympathy. It sucks for him. I feel more sorry for the congregation who, because I'm a bit
Yeah.
squeamish, right? I'm squeamish. If
I would
I
imagine
saw
they ran
someone
like fuck.
get mauled in front of my face, I would probably have post-traumatic stress disorder. I would probably need some serious psychological.
Mate, you're living in
counselling.
Ethiopia. People are fucking dying left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I feel if I witnessed it, though.
Oh, if you witnessed it,
So
not
I'm
if you were an Ethiopian native. I mean, you've probably seen a lot worse.
Well, yeah, but they might not all be. Some of them could be quite. It's still going to be a shocking thing to see, dude. A guy getting
Well, obviously he just wasn't,
mauled.
as religious as he
I
thought he
think they all
was.
just turned on the spot and fucking legged it.
Yeah, I think they do.
Fuck this god shit! Look what it did to the pastor!
A 20-foot long, 1,000 kilogram fucking reptile. Yeah, I'm out of there.
Fucking hell. There you go.
I tell you, I give kudos to the local fishermen who at least tried to get their nets in the way. They weren't trying to get anywhere
Yeah.
near him, but
Well, kudos, mate. They stopped it from dragging the body off. I think they were a bit slow on the old net.
Well, you try and fight a 1 ton crocodile with a net.
I would have used the power of God.
Well, he tried. That didn't work.
Oh, what's that photo? That's not his body, is it?
No, I think that's some fisherman. Must be the gutting place.
Wow.
The crocodile got away though. There's a silver lining.
Here you go.
These are crocodiles, all right.
You know the reptile hybrid elite?
Yeah.
What if they were crocodile hybrid elites? Then they'd be like even scarier, wouldn't they? If they
What if that was Ethiopia's president?
could have been.
You
Trying
know.
to take
In
out the
his-
master.
What if that was Ethiopia's president in his reptile form, fancied a snack?
Ah, got you.
Well, who better to kill than a pastor?
The Ninja Turtles, they had a mate. What was his name? I guarantee. That used to be his catchphrase. He was a crocodile.
Was he Cajun as well?
Yeah. I guarantee. Fuck.
I don't remember
I
that
don't
one.
remember that either.
He was the same as them, but the mutagen.
Was he ninja?
No, he was a redneck fucking.
Other brawler.
Can't think of his fucking name now. It's gonna do my head in. Yeah, but there was lots. There was an extended universe of turtles in the comic books, and they made toys of a lot of them.
Seems a bit
There's
fucking
There was a bunny.
irresponsible to let all that mutagen just go into the sewers, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
We actually watched the original 1990 film this weekend. The girls quite enjoyed it actually. So yeah,
Is that when Raphael was a bit of a dick?
he goes off on his own, gets beaten to shit, and then he's like in a coma for a while, and they go out to the countryside. It's the one that's actually good.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's any good. Anyway, that's a tangent. So yeah, I think, does that conclude the news for this
It
year?
does.
Don't go to Africa.
Don't get baptised.
It's not a racial thing, it's a crocodile thing.
Go to Africa. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful continent. Don't get baptised in a river. There's got a high population of Nile crocodiles.
That's good advice too. But also, if you never went to Africa in the first place, you just haven't got to worry about it. Don't go anywhere. Just YouTube crocodiles if you're that interested.
Just sit at home, watch the telly.
Yeah. I ain't getting no dengue fever.
Exactly. I ain't getting fucking mauled in my living room. So, yeah, let's have a piss break.
We'll be back.
We will.
Right, so we're back. So the dollar bill, oldest design of all US currency. Only amended in 1957. That was the last amendment when they added "In God We Trust" on it. For some reason.
Been the same since then. So it's been the same since 1957.
1935 was like the current thing, but it's always had the same design basically.
Since 1776.
Since
Seriously,
yeah.
we change our money in the UK every, it seems like 5-10 years, doesn't it?
Speaking of our money,
Think how many different £20 notes there's been in your lifetime, and soon there'll be the
polymer
new
ones,
polymer ones.
which I fucking love, and they're so much better.
They're cool. The only problem is I have to count them for work. And they are cut. It's really, everyone gets paranoid. Everyone counts everything 3 times because they fucking stick together and shit, and like
Yeah.
messes with your head when you're counting a few of them. But anyway, sorry, what were you going to say about our money?
George Washington is on our money. Sorry, you heard they want to put Thatcher on the 50 quid bill.
I don't see many £50 notes.
No,
but
neither
it would
do I.
still.
So it's usually a scientist. I think it's Newton at the moment, and they want to redo it. Want to put someone new on, and
Why should she be on it? Because she's the
it's
first.
a choice of Thatcher or Alan Turing.
Alan Turing.
Well, yeah.
So I take it they would like to put her on there because she was the first female Prime
She was a
Minister.
scientist.
Maggie Thatcher.
Yeah. She was a scientist, yeah. Honestly, I swear to God this is true. Scientist, and she invented Mr. Whippy.
Shut the fuck up.
Ice cream, soft scoop ice cream.
But Google that, Gaz. I'm not.
I swear to God, I couldn't believe it myself when I read it.
Google that,
So
Gaz.
you what? Margaret Thatcher.
I was going to say she's a scientist who's experimenting with how far she can
She
make
was
humans
Mr.
miserable.
Whippy. She
Yeah.
was Mr. Whippy. Then when she got into power, she took the milk away from the kids.
I know. I'm
Give
sorry.
me
I
one hand, take me the other.
can't go for that. You're bullshitting me.
We've come up with some shit on this show.
Might have been a fever dream.
Why would you a fever dream of Margaret Thatcher?
I have just found a Guardian article, the headline of which is, should we have one more news story
Okay,
before we get back into
I
the
refuse to believe that Margaret Thatcher invented Mr. Whippy.
money? Okay.
I think Mike's yanking my chain.
This is the headline from the Guardian. The Guardian.
Dated.
Dated 17th of April 2013.
Okay.
Was Margaret Thatcher really part of the team that invented Mr. Whippy?
See? Oh God.
Bishop of London's claim during funeral address, like everything else about the former PM, is a subject of controversy. Very little connected to Margaret Thatcher's legacy comes without an argument. The claim by the Bishop of London in his funeral address that the former scientist was, quote, part of the team that invented Mr. Whippy ice cream is no exception. The New Scientist reported in July 1983, as Thatcher was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society body of scientists, that she had worked developing emulsifiers for ice creams for Joe Lyons, the company, from 1949 to 51. The Washington Post, in the wake of her death last week, claimed she, quote, helped invent ice cream as we know it, adding that her efforts as part of the Lyons team to create a cheap, airy ice cream were, quote, one aspect of Margaret Thatcher's legacy we could all feel unequivocally good about.
I'll never eat a Mr. Whippy again. I feel guilty about the ones I've bought now.
So, now hang on though. Thatcher was a food research scientist at J. Lyons, but as a Royal Society article noted in May 2011, the details of her work there are sketchy. She reportedly worked on the quality of cake and pie fillings, as well as ice cream, and researched saponification, which is soap making.
Yeah.
So basically, if there's no definitive answer on it, she was around at the time.
At the company.
Was she a direct role in it? I don't know, but
It probably
fuck
wasn't the
me.
brains behind it, but it's mad, isn't it?
Wow, I did not. Wow, I mean, we've talked about some fucking. Listener, if you've been with us from the start, you know we've discussed some fucking weird shit on this show, but that generally might have just blown my mind more than any other. I didn't know she was like a human, like with a past, like young research scientist Margaret trying to get her foot in the door at a big company. I always thought she was. Oh.
I feel a bit sick.
Every time you eat ice cream.
Yeah. Bitch.
Took my fucking milk away.
She destroyed the mining industry, but fucking get that Mr. Whippy in your face! Woo!
Basically, you could say she's instigated what we're at now.
Privatisation of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Reagan started it, so...
Yeah.
Back to the money,
What's
so...
back to the money?
Money.
Where's Ted DiBiase? I thought when you said that Ted DiBiase appeared.
Oh, I should have brought my Hasbro Ted DiBiase action figure as this week's mascot. Never mind.
Didn't he just shove a dollar bill in the mouth of the guy he'd beaten up?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah. So what's on it? What's on the dollar bill?
What is on the dollar bill?
Well, on the one side you got George Washington.
Okay, and remind me again, sorry, I am a stoner. I've already forgotten. What year was this design?
Oh, 1776. But it didn't have George Washington on in 1776,
Right.
but
That's
the
the
seal
only
and
real
the
edition.
sort of yeah.
So you've got to put your mind back then. What's on it then?
Right, a pyramid. Let's start there. We'll start with the pyramid. And it's supposed to represent strength and duration, but it's deliberately got the top cut off. The capstone is missing. And that's a sign that the country wasn't finished.
Okay.
And inside the capstone, floating above the pyramid, is a fucking big eye.
Yes. Which I used to think was a direct and obvious, I have to admit, nod to the Illuminati. Until
Freemason thing as well.
Yeah, all-seeing
The Eye
eye.
of Horus, yeah.
But I had no idea that it had a previous, like a fairly innocent or nice sort of meaning.
Christian Eye of Providence.
Christian, that's it. The Eye of
Providence.
Right.
Yeah.
The all-seeing eye of God.
Yeah. So, because...
It is Masonic still. It's still a Masonic symbol.
Yeah.
How,
Masonic
But
as
they
well.
took it on though, didn't they?
Yeah, I
It's
think
a
they
bit-
did take
but
it on, and it was
is
later
me
than
saying
after
that
the
though,
design.
a bit like those people that are like, well, actually, the swastika was used for many years in India and China as a symbol of peace. Yeah, good luck with that, dickhead. It means
Oh, no,
fucking Nazi
it
now,
is.
doesn't
It is, yeah.
But
I know it is,
But
but
it
the
was
point is-
rotated to become the
Yeah.
Nazi one, wasn't it?
But the point is, it doesn't fucking matter what it meant in fucking Sanskrit anymore. It doesn't matter. Hitler fucked that up for you, lads, I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
But it's still on a lot of buildings in India. My mate showed me photos that you'll see it in the design of buildings all over the place in India. But, so my point is,
Symbols.
what was my point? So the eye in the fucking temple that we all like to associate with the Illuminati nowadays.
Yeah, 'cause
was
pyramids and
the
eyes
Freemason.
are on fucking everything.
Yeah.
All the music videos, in the films.
It's on our money in a way. We have a pyramid.
Oh, do we?
Ah, shit. Carry on talking, boys. This is it, because this is visual.
Right.
So,
It was Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams who designed. See, the pyramid is the back end of the US seal,
Yeah.
and they designed that seal. Because back in the day, you didn't have a nice stamp; you had a hanging wax sort of circle with the front and the back on, and obviously the front is the US eagle.
Yeah. No one ever sees the back now.
And no one ever sees the back now, apart from on the
dollar bill.
on the dollar bill. But that was.
if you
So-
can...
Gaz is showing us a £20
This
note.
is an English £20 note. And what building is that there? It's not Buckingham Palace, is it? Anyway, if you look above it, there is, in all those shapes there, does that show up on the screen? I'll put it there. Right above the building is a triangle with a big circle at the top of the triangle right there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Uh,
I can't
that's-
quite see it, but
Well, I'll show you up close.
Yeah.
Whether that's to represent the all-seeing eye, it's a circle in the top of triangles, but
Well, a lot of Egyptian stuff in London, a lot of obelisks and things like that. We did nick it in all fairness.
and this is sort of the equivalent. It's a bit like pareidolia.
Yeah.
well, not
isn't it?
really, because...
But I'm looking for that pyramid.
Oh,
shape,
yeah, but I mean the
actually.
one on the $1
Oh,
they can't
the
miss.
American one is a little bit more
Yeah.
of I think, isn't it?
And I think they were Freemasons, weren't they?
A lot of them were Freemasons.
Washington was.
I mean, he attended the laying of the White House keystone in his Masonic garb.
Was Franklin one as
Franklin
well?
was in there.
So all the key people
Jefferson
that
probably.
were there to design it, design the dollar
They're
bill,
all
and
linked.
the seal, should I say, the
Yeah.
seal, they're all Freemasons.
Mm.
So the pyramid in the eye could mean, you know, what they say it means, and the eye of providence of God.
Yeah.
But because they're Freemasons, we know that also means the all-seeing
All-seeing
eye of Horus.
Yeah. So which is it though? That's the thing.
Well, both, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be one. It can be both. It's one to some people. And that's what Freemasonry is all about. It's secretive.
Yeah.
You know, it's always about.
I suppose they might have been having a bit of a laugh. Sorry, Mike, by being able to play that line.
Yeah.
Because they can, like you just said, to your average person in 17, whatever. Yes, that's the Christian eye of providence.
Yeah.
But to those in the know, if you're a Mason, you know it has a completely different meaning to
Absolutely.
you.
I mean, it's not that secretive in the Masons. We know about
It's
it.
not now,
No.
but was it then?
Oh, good point. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been it would have been a lot more secretive back then, wouldn't it?
But can I just also say that 1776 is meant to be the start date of the Illuminati as well. The Bavarian Illuminati.
Like
Yeah.
The actual Illuminati.
Future episode.
Yeah. So,
So is it
You
a
gotta
nod
think-
to the formation of the United States,
Yes.
1776,
'Cause
or
it's
is it
a new-
also a nod to the start of the Bavarian Illuminati, 1776?
Well, that would depend if the Bavarian Illuminati started before the American War of Independence.
That I don't know.
are we
So
still
there
going-
was a lot of Germans fighting for the Americans in that Civil War. I mean, some of the American generals were Germans; they were mercenaries, effectively. So did that bring
Well, yeah.
that over with them?
Wasn't the
Did they instigate the entire thing?
language of the United States just basically a flip up between
It
German
was.
and English?
It was very close when they voted for it in the first Congress. The day that they decided on the official language, they had so many German immigrants. It was a very close vote, but English did win. Yeah, so they could have been speaking German as a nation. So imagine if the First and Second World Wars would have gone down, if they'd have associated themselves more with a Germanic outlook.
Well, that explains why the Nazis went over there then, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Well, fuck me, I've fallen down a weed hole again, sorry. That's what I was going to say, yeah. I was looking today, I'm not sure which money I was looking at, whether it was $1 or something else, but there's an eagle holding 13
Yes,
arrows.
13 arrows and
Because-
13 olive branches.
Well, some people like to say online, and we might get into this a bit later when we read the list out.
I can do it next to the other side of the
Well,
seal.
that apparently, I know what it represents, or what I was told it represents, but some people say that's the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But then others are like, well, no, there were 13
Colonies.
pioneers, weren't there?
13 colonies.
13 colonies, yes. So,
But what we've just said about the eye in the pyramid, why couldn't it mean both?
yes, but I guess, yeah, but isn't it more likely that they're just like, you know, I mean, I don't know how complex art was in 17, how many levels.
We had the
people-
Renaissance, didn't we? And
Yeah,
Well,
art was painted was pretty well done.
There's 13 steps or layers on the pyramid.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
yeah.
Because again, 13, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a coincidence, isn't it? If there are only 13 Illuminati bloodlines
Yeah.
that rule the world, if there then were 13 colonies that
Yeah, but
founded
who's in
America.
control of
Well,
the United States? They'll sort out the.
Well, that was the British. The British had the 13 colonies.
There we go.
I think the British monarchy is probably one of the reptilian elite Illuminati bloodlines.
Could be a coincidence.
So maybe
could not
they
be.
said, oh, it's a new world. We'll have a new world order. It's going to be 13 colonies. Sort it out.
That's a point. What does the Latin say on the seal?
The Latin is Novus Ordo Secularum, which means a new world order of the ages.
Right.
And then also on the American seal, remember?
Bit dodgy, innit?
Let me just do the next one.
Yeah.
Right. On the eagle, the banner underneath the eagle is E pluribus unum. That is the motto of the United States.
Right,
And
what's
it's
that?
out of many,
Vomit!
out of many, one. Now
Okay.
you can look at that as a reference to the fact that the states all are technically kind of independent to a point, but they all come under federal law.
Could be.
Or you
Well,
could look at that
time
as
wasn't that time
backing
there
up that
wasn't.
New World Order shit going on.
But in 70, I don't think there was.
1776.
I don't think there was federal law.
No, there'd have been federal government. Would have been federal.
Federal government, yeah, but I don't think there was a cross state. There was still.
Oh no, it would have been very. Even counties would have
Yes,
been
because
independent.
because I've been on this so it makes sense to the listener. I've been a bit, because of Red Dead Redemption 2, obsessed with the old Western movies and all that. That nipping over the border to do a crime in the next county, you could then just fuck off back to your own county and know that the lawmen over there are not going to come. They might, but it would cause a fucking battle with between two law forces. Then it was very strict. Like, we police this bit. new police over
Yeah.
there. So, but then like the Pinkertons were introduced, and then I think the FBI was first.
The Pinkerton
That was a
Detective
private
Pinkerton
thing.
was the North's head of intelligence.
He was a Scottish fellow.
He was a Scottish detective
Yeah.
who'd gone to America, got given, and then because he was a detective and therefore thought logical, then he was mates with people, he got given the head of the US Army of Intelligence job for General George McClellan's Army of the Potomac.
Yeah.
And he made McClellan dither so much by believing every report that the Confederates had 200,000 men and the North was outnumbered, that he effectively cost them that particular part of the war.
Oh dear.
Because he was, oh no, they got 200,000 men. 200,000 men. How many? We got 150,000. Now you want to push forward slowly, push forward. And no, McClellan wasn't really up to the job either. But yeah, it was he contributed to that part of the Civil War not being so successful for the North.
Well, the South did have dinosaurs.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
That was another thing that came up in my my Western thing with the Civil War, because I really don't know that much about it. Is that before then, America wasn't this place where everyone was shooting each other dead, because there wasn't really any guns, and then they all went off to fight in this Civil War, and then afterwards, everyone was walking around with guns. After that, that's when it started. The war basically produced so much
so many guns.
weaponry that people still had them afterwards, and the repeater rifle was a big invention. Because I was reading about like Jesse James in the early days was carrying around 5 pistols because they were
one
on
shot
load. Like until a repeater came along.
Samuel Colt. God made men equal.
No, God made men.
God made man. Samuel Colt made them all equal.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and the Peacemaker is the best one here. I mean, the Peacemaker. I mean,
but it's even before this time that this money has been printed for the first time.
Yeah.
Even because we're talking about the
1860s, the US
So
Civil
this
War.
is 17. This is when America is virgin baby.
Yeah.
Very, very young. Let's say, God forbid, us three here started a country. A new country. Nothing like this, what happened with America, will ever happen in our lifetime ever again, where there's an entire continent undiscovered to the poor natives. But where we go there and it's the new land. Everyone can go there, it's all open. Like we were talking about off mic, the town of Tombstone sprung up because somebody found a mine, claimed that land, and then a town builds up around it.
That wealth comes in, people come for jobs, and then you end up with everything they need: prostitutes, taverns, hardware stores.
It's brand new, right? And it's all so exciting. And then you're the guys running it.
Yeah.
Are we not? And we're all in a secret club anyway, that none of these people fucking digging for gold, or none of these people know about our club. This is an uber exclusive, secretive thing.
Is this still me, you and Mike are in this country? We formed our own
club.
club.
I'm blurring between the two, to be fair. Are we not then, if we're in charge of, look, we're running the economic system, this is how we're going to do it, all these states have got their own money, fuck that.
There's a lot of states did use their own money.
They did, didn't they? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So we're going to have we're going to control the money, and it's going to be one currency for all these states. Surely, and we're in this little secret club, like I said. Are we not going to put a few little jokes, basically in jokes on this money that's a little nod to us that we can get away with, because like you said, Mike touched on earlier, it's symbolism that can go either way. It's the Eye of Providence, or it's
the Eye of Horus,
right? Or it's the 13 colonies.
Yeah, it's the 13 colonies, or it's the 13 bloodlines, or both.
Yeah,
maybe 13 is a very significant number to them for some reason that we're not privy to as plebeians.
Isn't it? Oh no, it's 33 degree steps to Masonry. It's not 13.
Yeah. So, I think there is a good chance that them people, the gang running the place, who decided we're gonna fucking, I'm trying to think of the word, like basically nationalise the currency or standardise the currency.
Yeah.
But like all these states. Yeah,
well, even up to the Civil War, counties were still printing individual notes,
right?
But they were still measured in terms of currency against the federal dollar.
Right. Okay.
So you might have a $2 note from the Bank of Chickasaw County in Arkansas. That might be worth 50 cents compared to an American dollar.
Right.
So the dollar, and they did still have coins. Paper money was about, but they still carried coins as well.
Yeah.
which of course the coin had both sides of the seal on.
I agree with you, Gaz. I think if we did have our own, we would want to.
I think they may have done it, and it was a different time where secrets, I think, would have been easier to keep.
Money is their god, isn't it? The
But
rich
it's
and
their
the
new toy,
wealthy.
their new invention.
But the money is everything to them, isn't it? They worship it.
And they're going to control it.
They're going to control it.
Put a few little... I'm not saying avert, like, satanic symbolism. I'm saying a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to your mate Gerald from the club.
If you hid a Megatron in there somewhere on the border...
That everyone else would be like, what the fuck's that? But you two specifically would know. Fucking Gaz. What's he like? Fucking Transformers. Obsessed with him, he is. I will not call him Megatron. I don't give a fuck how much he identified as a Transformer. But yeah, I think there would be some wink, wink, nudge, nudge going on.
Yeah.
Plus, some fucker designed it. It was designed. It wasn't just free, like, you know, it was commissioned to be designed, I imagine. I should have researched
it.
This,
Was,
yeah. The three guys I mentioned earlier, Franklin, Jefferson, and Adams, they were there on the committees. There was 3 committees to design it. No.
Shit. So there's a lot of thought did go into it.
Yeah, because one of them didn't want a bald eagle. They wanted something else. I can't remember.
Turkey. Franklin wanted a turkey.
That was it. He
said the national bird should have been a turkey because it's something like, even though the turkey is not the cleverest bird, it's still quite brave.
Right.
And he said that as a young nation, we're not that clever, but we're brave.
Fair enough.
Whereas the bald eagle is quite an aggressive kind of animal, isn't it?
Isn't it carrion as well? Doesn't it eat?
Yeah.
Like, it scavenges the dead, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's unique to America, isn't it, the bald eagle?
Speaking of carrion, like, I remember reading a documentary somewhere. I've heard that apparently a T-Rex was the same.
Yeah,
scavenger.
it would be, yeah.
Because of the way it was, but we think of it as the most fearsome, like, and it could apparently run pretty fucking quick for its size, but apparently, it wasn't that good at killing shit.
Yeah, it was a bit of a scavenger.
Weird little would go around and eat the, So.
So what other things are on the?
One last thing at the pyramid. Can we call it a quick piss break?
Yeah, of course.
After I've done this bit, is that the western side of the pyramid is in shadow.
Okay, what's that?
Well, the idea is there that the Western America, they'd only colonised the East, you're only at the East Coast.
That's why the West was wild. See, I've been learning all about this.
That's to show that the West hadn't been tamed yet.
Right.
Apparently.
But they soon did.
There's something else on the pyramid as well, isn't there? There's another, what's the other sentence underneath in Latin?
Well, that's it's the year of independence underneath the pyramid.
Okay,
it's MD CCL XXVI, which is 1776.
No, there's another, underneath the New World Order, there's another one. Because then you can make the word mason, can't you, have an anagram?
Oh, there's 3 things. There's the pluribus anim, annuit cobitus, which is a God has favoured our undertaking.
That's the other one.
With God on our side.
And you can make, can't you?
You can make hexagrams out of the stars, the 13 stars above the seal.
No, what about that one there? That's one, right?
Yeah. That's what
if you do a Star of David, is that what it's called?
A hexagram, yeah.
Whatever.
Star of David, hexagram, same thing really.
Yeah.
It's 2 triangles put together.
M-A-S-O-N. All the corners point to the letters Mason.
Yeah, but you do have to draw that pentagram on.
Yeah.
Because let's say you were designing that without any pentagram intentions.
Hexagram, no pentagram.
Hexagram, sorry. And you wanted to put the words annuit coeptus on that thing. From a design perspective, think about it. Like you're going to put them evenly spaced like that just for the way it looks. Not necessarily to join the fucking second triangle.
Hell of a
to turn it
coincidence,
into.
isn't it?
Well, the thing is, you're then picking those particular phrases just so that happens.
All you have to do is make sure that it has, it starts with an A, ends in an S.
And what did it mean again?
New World Order. And
New World Order of the Ages. Annuit coeptus is God has favoured our undertaking.
Right, okay. Well, I don't know, I'm just saying, from a design perspective, if I was trying to make that look like a neat and tidy, lovely little logo, I would put those 2 words evenly spaced in the curvature of the coin. Yeah. But I do admit that
I'm guessing that they put the New World Order at the bottom because they needed that. And they needed something at the top that began with an A and ended with an S. Because they've already got the M, O and N there.
Maybe they did. Maybe they're a lot.
Well, it could just be a complete coincidence. But it is funny how you draw out a Pentagram?
Yeah, hexagram.
Hexagram.
Well, and
It's not a pentagram.
and you're telling me that it can spell Mason, but it can also spell
It's an anagram, isn't it?
Seoum or
Yeah, it's an anagram.
Assoum. Assoum, you know, the famous
Good.
Lord Assoum.
Yeah,
It
well,
could be bollocks.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just saying.
Dude, that is weird when
It
you
is
look at it
weird,
like that.
isn't it?
But the only thing that makes it feel better is I think you'll have to draw that hexagram on there to notice
Yeah,
it.
but if you know you want a hexagram on there, secretly, that spells out the word Mason, you can work your way around
I
it and get it
suppose,
done.
like, to my own point, like I said earlier, if we were going to try and
Yes, I'm with you on that.
nudge us ourselves, we would do that.
Yeah.
Because no regular person in the street at that
No.
time is probably putting that together, but
No,
we would
nobody-
laugh about it in our
Yeah.
private functions, wouldn't we?
Most people don't even notice the fucking eye or the...
Yeah.
well, no, because I'm more worried about what the bit of paper represents.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You
The
know.
fact that you need it to survive and...
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done the...
Can we do the eagle after this
Yeah.
quick piss break?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Right, so we're back, and so the other side of the US seal is, of course, the bald eagle, E pluribus annum underneath, with an olive branch in its right hand claw, 13 leaves and 13 olive bits of olive fruits, along with 13 arrows in its left hand side. This is to symbolise peace and war. Now, it is worth noting that they swapped the olive branches and arrows.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
They swapped them because the arrows are in the right hand talon and the olive branches in the left, and they thought, well, because most people are right-handed, the dominant hand,
Right.
that having the arrows in the right hand symbolised a more aggressive
Okay.
approach.
So it's
Probably should have kept it as it was.
More fitting, wouldn't it?
Well, the right's violent, the left's... Well, it used to be the right was violent, the left was peaceful, but that seems to be changing these
Only fight
days.
violence and violence, guys.
Antifa on left.
No, they're weird.
Everyone should be anti-fascist.
Yeah, but I don't think they
Yeah,
are.
but you shouldn't use violence to stop them.
Yes, in language you understand.
No, you can't... It's...
You're not going to out-violence the Nazis.
Yeah, we are. We did it in World War II.
Oh,
Only
but
just.
These guys aren't the same. They're fucking nowhere close, are they? And it's like it's just the
They're all
only.
fat and middle-aged for a start.
Exactly. You can't call yourself and your name can't be an anagram of anti-fascism, and you go around acting like fascist. It's
Yeah.
like it makes no sense to me, to be honest. I mean, I get why people are like, yeah, the only way to deal with them is fuck. I get that. Lots of people. Nelson Mandela's first wife said that. She was like, yeah, fight violence with violence, and got locked up for it.
And stealing diamonds.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I get it why people have that opinion, but I just can't fucking get
Can't
behind
fight
that.
hate
I'm
with
like,
hate.
you're
Only
not-
love can overcome hate.
Well, so just fucking...
It's not fucking Star Wars, Mike.
just don't get involved in it. I'm just like...
Don't get involved.
Just fucking...
So when the stormtroopers are goose stepping outside your house, you're like,
Oh,
wish
God.
I got involved.
Oh, you sound like a Facebook comment. That's not, we're a long way off that.
You're joking, aren't you, mate?
Oh, wait.
You're joking, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Look at the Germans, man, in the Second World War. I mean, the
Of course I'm
Germans.
not, I mean-
The Germans were a major superpower. They were cultured people. They were intelligent people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they
had-
still turned fascist.
they had
It
one
can
of-
happen to them. It can happen to anybody.
I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just I'm not going to worry about like a jumbo jet dropping out of the sky and just hitting my house. I'm not gonna, yeah, it could happen, but I'm not going to fucking worry about it. I mean, what are the actual chances? Who's going to... No one's
Fascism is on the rise, mate. Hungary now, Italy,
Yeah. Britain.
France were pretty big at one point. Germany,
Britain.
Britain, America.
America.
What the fuck am I going to do about it? I'm not going to worry about it. I don't get... What, are you genuinely worried about it?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly a concern. I don't want to live under a fascist government.
We're not going to turn the telly off, honestly.
Play for redemption. Forget about it all.
I fought off a bear attack today. I
I'm
felt
more-
like I'd genuinely achieved something in life. With a knife. Yeah, in a fantasy fake world. But no, honestly, I don't worry about it. It's because it worries me when I watch all the videos in America of violence in the streets. It looks like a movie. But that's not here, is it? And if it is here, I
Look
won't
at
be
the
there
yellow
on the
vests in
street.
France and Belgium now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to
Hundreds of thousands of people protesting.
Yeah, but they're not Nazis, though, are they?
No, they're not.
That's why I'm just not worried. I'm
not saying that. I'm just trying to paint a picture of we're in an
misery and
unstable
depression.
We're in an unstable world, mate. Since 2008, there's no denying it.
Thanks to this fucking US dollar.
You just
because we all worship the fucking dollar. That's a problem.
Petrodollar.
Ignore it all. Netflix. PlayStation. Ignore it. As long as the shop's open, you can get some donuts, beers, the odd vegetable.
Yeah, but that's the point. You won't soon.
Well, we'll cross that.
You're living off beans on toast.
I love beans.
But every day.
It's gonna be fine.
The house is gonna stink.
It's gonna be fine. Don't worry, they won't let it get that bad. That only happens in history. It doesn't happen to us, to real people. Come on, you guys been smoking.
Obviously got the same stuff as you.
Bad times don't happen.
Obviously you've got better stuff than we have.
Bad times don't last in art. They're in fucking the history books, aren't they? We'll be fine.
It's been getting progressively worse.
I can download fucking any song I want from space, man.
Yeah, that's a distraction they're using to fucking keep you under the thumb, Gaz.
I bought a jumper with a Santa riding a T-Rex. Like, what could possibly go wrong with life?
Just embodies the capitalist dream, man. Smash the system.
Netflix.
Oh, I do enjoy Netflix.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just sit there and watch that for a bit.
So, you know.
But wait for it all to blow
I
over.
think you need a healthy balance. I think you need to be aware, but you also need escapism because it is overwhelming.
We'll head down to Winchester.
Wait till it all blows over.
Yeah, we'll wait till it all blows over.
What's the name of the stepfather again? Kill.
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it so many times, I can't
I mean,
remember his fucking name.
Kill stepdad.
Yeah.
Go to get mum.
Rescue mum.
Rescue mum. Go in the Winchester. Have a pint of it. all to blow over. Problem is, though, you got the Winchester. You got that swastikas hanging up.
It didn't work out well for them, did it? Really?
Well, sure they did.
Well, a lot of them.
Hiding it at the Winchester didn't work out, did it?
Well, yeah, a lot of them died. And his best mates kept in the shed on the shame. Well, he got the girl back though, didn't he?
Yeah. It's the only rom-com I'll watch.
It's good. Look, everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry, Mike. Honestly.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be Leon. I'll be the zombie on a chain.
No.
Drag him into the podcast.
Better not be dead.
Do it.
Why am I dead?
I challenge it. Right, we're
One
recording.
of us has got to go.
What's me?
Next recording session's in like 5 days, isn't it? Or 6 days, whatever.
Yeah.
I challenge you. Don't click on any political stories or any news stories. Only click on entertainment stories.
Even that's depressing because Daredevil's been cancelled.
Well, yeah. Don't click on bad ones. Don't watch any single news reports between now and Friday. I bet you feel better.
I can't get away with it. It's on at work. I go in the canteen. The BBC News is on. I can't not do that.
See, yeah, because I can literally avoid it for days on end. I'm so lucky. We don't have the telly on at home. We watch Netflix. And I listen to podcasts at work all day, and that's why I guess I'm blissfully unaware, and you guys are both telling me the world's about to end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Just, before we move on from the seal,
yeah.
Not the seal,
yeah,
the
back
seal
to
of
the money that we're all slave to, and that's in this shit.
13 stars above the eagle, allegedly representing the 13 colonies. They can also be formed into a hexagram should you choose to draw the lines. But you could draw. Actually, I'm seeing a bit of to go back to one of our old episodes, I'm seeing a Betty Barney Hill star map going on. Because you can draw them lines anywhere, can't you?
But once again,
yeah, you haven't got to draw them in a hexagram. You can draw them in any shape.
Once again, though,
true.
If you, from a design standpoint, you're trying to create a nice, clear, clean design. You know you've got, is it 13 stars?
Yeah.
You know you've got 13 stars, which is an odd number to arrange. How do you arrange them in a nice, neat way that looks nicely? That's a perfectly logically way.
Yeah, I'm with you.
1 star, 4 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 1 star. It looks beautiful, even, and yes, it just so happens to also be the shape of 2 triangles, one upside down, which is a hexagram.
If you do the outside of it, Ben, trace the outside stars, it will look like a hexagon.
Well, it will. It will, yes, but that's just, like Gaz says, that is also the really logical way to shape 13
Maybe.
stars.
I was just thinking it from a design standpoint, if I was trying to think, I've got 13 stars, I want this to look nice, it's an odd number, they're stacked nice, you know, that's a neat way of doing it, I would say. And I think, again, the 13, is there significance to it that we don't know about because we're not in these fucking clubs and these groups?
Well,
Good
apparently
chance.
it's the 13 bloodlines of the
Oh, yeah.
Illuminati, isn't it?
Yeah, so, all reptiles.
Yeah,
And 13 is a big number in Freemasonry as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a significant number in a lot of things, but in my opinion, sort of not rightly so. I mean, the 13 was when the Templars were ended up as the 13th. That's why we consider the Friday the 13th unlucky, but that was when the Templars were
Well, there
ended
we
up.
go, could be a nod back to them, isn't that?
And let's face it,
started.
Freemasonry probably, and that's a big probably, comes from Templar roots.
We don't know, do we? 'Cause
Is it-
we're not privy to that
Exactly.
information.
No.
Why were there 13 colonies?
It's just the way it was. We got over there. We established 13 colonies.
So it just so happened that 13 colonies were established.
Yeah.
That's
Well, 13 British colonies.
Mm.
There were French colonies in Louisiana, New Orleans, that kind of area. There were a couple of Spanish colonies down in sort of the Mexico region, and
border.
you know, there wasn't just, but it was the 13 British colonies that rebelled, and obviously went on to form the United States of America. I mean, they actually bought Louisiana from the French.
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, because they bought it from them. Because, well, you know what, we can't have all the continent and then just you guys hanging on. Come on, we'll buy it off you.
Fair enough. Well, you'd think the 13 is rightly significant.
Well, there's a lot of 13s.
Mm.
There's 13 arrows, there's 13 olive branches, there's 13 olive fruits, there's 13 stars of the eagle, there's 13 steps of the pyramid, there's 13 bars of the shield, which is with the eagle's got in front of him. The shield in itself has a bit of significance as well. The shield symbolises Americans relying on their own virtue, and Captain America.
Yeah.
The horizontal bar at the top symbolises federal government, and the 13 bars represent, at the time, the 13 individual states or colonies.
Which is probably what all the 13s represent.
But yeah, I think that's what it boils down to. 13 colonies fend the country, but is that then either A, massive coincidence,
Yeah, or they purposely 13
or B, with a
colonies?
purposely 13 colonies?
I have no idea.
That's the thing, isn't it? The owl.
Yeah,
Where's
Mike's
the
showing
owl?
me a picture of the tiny little owl hidden away. What's the significance of the owl?
Some say it could be a spider.
Could be a spider. Could be a spider.
That's a nod to Bohemian Grove.
Weaving spiders come not here.
Yeah, could be
Or
that.
something like that.
Or it could be the owl, which again is a Bohemian Grove as well.
Or the owl is a symbol of Lilith, which is either an ancient demon, dark deity, or sex goddess, depending on your point of view.
The big difference between a sex demon and a
No,
sex
just
goddess.
a demon. Sorry, just a demon.
Yeah, one's a dominatrix style, and the other one's a bit more like, I don't know, porn stuff.
Yeah, it's an ancient demon, dark deity, or sex goddess, depending on your
Right.
view.
Well, no, it's
I think
what
she
my
goes
view
back
is.
to Babylon and Samaria.
Oh,
Ancient Sumerians.
ties in with Bohemian Grove, doesn't it? So
Yeah, but the owl is. I guess. I mean, I don't think. Couldn't tell you what that is.
There's
in all
definitely
fairness.
something there.
Is it just a fucking continuation of the webs that are behind it?
Oh, weaving spiders coming up this.
Yeah.
Yes, just tying to Bohemian Grove a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what's on the bill and the seals. And then there's some more conspiracy stuff. Ways to fold the note.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I
Look
mean-
at the amount of folds in some
Yeah.
of them, though. That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Like I said, my girlfriend's studying art at uni, and she said with enough imagination that you could fold it in, you could create anything with enough folds in the right directions. And
yeah.
I don't know. It looks.
And some of these,
creepy,
the
doesn't it?
$5 bill in particular, or the $10 bill, sorry.
Well,
is,
the $5 bill shows clearly it looks like tower blocks intact.
it does, but the
$10 bill looks like tower blocks crumbling, doesn't it? And there is a $20 bill as well.
you've got to fold it in a specific way, though, haven't you?
Oh, the $50 bill shows no towers.
But they...
Oh, one crumbling apparently.
I think
The
that...
thing is, that first one's a little bit inaccurate because the only the one tower, I forget which one it was, had the sort of thing on top of it.
So from the
spires.
from the $5 bill, all the way down to the $100 bill shows different stages of two towers collapsing.
If you fold it in that way.
It doesn't matter. It's fucking. I mean, come on.
No.
Really? You think it's just coincidence?
You think they folded it to look like that?
Have you ever seen if you fold the £20 note in a certain way, you can make the Queen's face, like, you can make her either look really happy or really sad.
Yeah.
So what's that telling us?
Come on, it's towers falling down.
When were these notes produced and designed?
I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can fold it to look like anything, though. I mean, what's the other one? The Pentagon there. Scroll down. In this picture, on a $20, if you fucking fold it one way, the Pentagon's on fire. Well, that looks nothing like the Pentagon. That's just...
Well, perhaps not that one. But that does look like towers coming down. I'm sorry.
It does.
It does, but it could be pareidolia.
Yeah.
Or like whatever the equivalent of is.
It's like a paper equivalent of pareidolia.
Just pareidolia is at faces, but you know, you're seeing what you want to see.
Alright. I think it's creepy as fuck.
I don't.
So let's go through the logistics.
Could have been anything. Okay, you're saying they can fold it to make anything. Right, come back next week and show me what they found. All these different things that they can do.
Right. All I'm saying is, let's go through the logistics of it.
They've got to print that bill.
Right. They're going to design it in such a way that, hey, if you fold it this way,
and then fold it a bit that way, and then fold it a bit that way, and then you turn it round. Right. That's like just two towers.
You think that can't be done?
Well, I think it's
it can
fucking.
Be done.
It can be done. I just think it's fucking a ball ache to do.
Maybe
like you say, it could just be a piss take, just to say, look, you know, we're just going to put this in your face. You can't even see it.
But how long?
And when someone does find out, they get discredited for being conspiracy theorists.
When were them towers built? It was quite fairly early on, wasn't it? Sort of
60s.
60s, something like that. Maybe a little bit earlier. All right. So as soon as them towers are built, did they have the plan that one day they were going to get destroyed in some horrific accident?
Who knows?
Are the 13 bloodlines planning that far ahead?
Well, they must have been.
According to Ike, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Saint Ike.
On that note, could we put a little pin in it?
Yeah.
So back to the folds. So you were saying, Mike, that it's the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, and the 100. They all get folded the same way.
Yeah.
And you kind of have a dollar bill stop motion animation of some towers on fire, some towers more on fire, some towers falling down, no towers.
Yep.
It's a bit...
That's kind of alright. It's creepy.
It's creepy, isn't it?
I've believed more unbelievable stuff from the world of conspiracy.
Yeah, and me, to be fair.
But
seems like a lot of logistics.
It does seem like a lot of effort to make them so they all fold that way and that happens.
Forget this is their Bible. The money's their Bible.
So by that logic, that's their God. They'll do anything.
Yeah,
they'll do anything to give it meaning.
Of course.
But would they just go, you know what? We're going to blow them towers up in sort of 50 years. Just put them falling down on the bills if you fold them the right way.
Well, I don't know about. I'm just saying it's creepy.
Well, I'll tell you
it's creepy.
Mate, just don't fold your money in that way.
No, but if we need to find out when these bills are released.
Yeah.
Whether it's
but
pre
we're not that
9/11.
fucking professional, so we're at the listener fucking fight.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll leave that at that then.
The show original saying, remember listener, you are the fact checker.
Yeah, because we can't be asked.
Let's go back to our unprofessional roots. I'll start drinking more. So what we got next?
Well, some people think that you can see Shiva, the Hindu god of death
I am
and destruction.
Death, the destroyer of worlds. I don't see it myself. It looks like a Care Bear with wings.
It's meant to be the head and the shoulders and then the knotted hair at the top.
Definitely a bear face. That's what I'm going with.
I can't see shit. It just looks like shape.
That's meant to be the head,
Yeah.
the knotted hair at the top, and then the shoulders.
See, that to me looks like a pair of open legs.
Yeah, it's not a good one, that
Okay.
one, but that is apparently what some people say.
It looks like I'm about to enter a bare-faced woman.
I've also got someone that said they can predict the JFK's death was predicted on the $1 bill.
Oh, what?
Oh, come on. Who's this mad bastard? Is this a video?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm gonna say we're gonna do some productioning.
Oh,
I have to push a knob up on the board.
You're riding your knobs
Yeah,
again.
not my knob. Yes, I'm riding the knobs. It's a production. If you two ever qualify to get trained up on the pushing of the knobs on the sound.
thing is, we'll never get qualified because you consider it your exclusive
Knowledge
job.
is power. I'm holding on to the power. You don't know how far to push up these little knobs, but I do.
Me and Mike can never record while you're not here.
Ah, you see, I'm a key element.
Indispensable.
I've made it that way with my knowledge of how far
Yeah.
to push up these knobs. Now let's have a video.
They're all about halfway up.
Hey, sit down. Look at the board. Go with.
Okay, let's see what this lunatic has to say. Okay, this is based on an idea by a guy called Jack Sabensky. The video is buffering.
Oh,
We're so professional.
There are many events that are pivotal in our nation's history. However, the death of JFK is immortalized on a $1 bill with pinpoint accuracy.
Unlike Lee Harvey Oswald.
Hey!
The significant numbers are the number 11 on the front of the dollar bill. Starting with the first 11, JFK was assassinated on November the 11th month.
Okay.
Oh god.
Wow.
It's clutching some fucking straws.
Down to the second 11. That's 11 plus 11 equals 22. JFK was assassinated on the 11th month, November, and the 22nd day. When we look over to the third 11, that would be 33. As you continue adding the significance of numbers of 11, it is the location. 33, Dallas is where JFK was assassinated. Dallas sits on the 33rd parallel.
Ugh.
That's pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
So far,
hasn't finished yet.
we have a partial date, November 22nd, and the location, Dallas, sits on the 33rd parallel of latitude. The final 11, there are 4 11s equaling 44, tells you his age. JFK was 44, killed in Dallas on the 33rd latitude on November 11th month and the 22nd day.
K is the 11th letter. This particular Federal Reserve is in Dallas. Every Federal Reserve has a letter code.
Yeah.
So he's just picked a bad Dallas one.
K is the 11th letter of the alphabet, and it's Dallas.
In all fairness, that has pushed my definition of clutching at fucking straws to a new high.
Do I agree with that one then?
That's fucking
Hey,
pushing it.
I've got off the fence for a lot of fucking unbelievable topics during the course of this podcast. But even I'm not crazy enough to fucking think that's true.
Isn't that basically numerology?
I fucking hate numerology.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
and
like
that's
that.
what that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
11, 11, 11. The 11th parallel. What the fuck's a parallel?
Oh, that's how you get latitude and longitude. The Earth is.
Right.
You got latitude, which goes down. Longitude goes across.
Right.
The ones that go across are also called parallels. It's how you figure out GPS coordinates and stuff like that.
So how many people is this supposed to be subconsciously feeding the American psyche every time they're looking at the dollar bill? We killed your president.
It could be.
You know, or do people just never ever fucking pay any attention apart from fucking people like us
Apart from that
who
guy,
do this in their spare time?
apart from that guy in his mum's basement
Well,
I've got another guy in the basement. If you want to hear him.
Oh, okay, let's hear this other
He
guy in the
thinks
basement.
that the $1 bill is an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant from the Bible.
Okay. Should he be on full Alex? Or?
In future episodes, he will be. I have watched so many hours of this guy. He is brilliant.
am I about to find out why you're so miserable at the outlook on the world at the moment? Is it this guy's fault?
No, not necessarily. He makes me laugh.
Oh, alright.
He will feature on Weird Al Alex,
I thought
Alex
you
in the
did.
future. I've got a few clips of him.
Okay, alright. What's his name?
Michael Favio, I think, something like that.
I seem to have heard that name somewhere. Okay.
Fazio, Michael Fazio.
So the $1 bill is an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant. You know, that face-melting box from Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So on.
I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse, but for some reason I was shown the information to prove the existence of what we perceive to be God by an entity that is godlike in nature and may or may not be God. It has explained to me that in fact the entire green side of the $1 bill is a pictograph to scale of the Ark of the Covenant. And proof positive of this is that in fact I have been playing Dick Tracy for 44 years, and I have finally come to the conclusion that I am 100% right. And the same conclusion is that I am the only person that is aware of this information. Proof positive that this is a depiction of the Ark of the Covenant is that in the Bible, in Exodus 25:19, there appears to be an angel on one side or one end of the Ark of the Covenant as a seraphim, and another angel on the other end of the Ark of the Covenant as a seraphim. The green side being the Ark of the Covenant, these white lines that run parallel to the top and bottom being the poles of shittim wood that hold the Ark of the Covenant. I can prove this to you relatively simple.
Can you
The
now?
poles that hold the Ark of the Covenant, aka the poles of shittim wood that were wrapped in gold,
Shit.
run parallel to the top and bottom and are hold up the Ark of the Covenant via 4 ringlets, R-I-N-G-L-E-T-S.
I know what a
These
fucking
are
ringlet is,
ringlets.
mate.
1 ringlet, 2 ringlet, 3 ringlet, and the 4th ringlet is not highlighted. In the center of the Ark of the Covenant
Fourth's
sat
not
the energy
highlighted.
of the Lord God. In God we trust one. On top of the mercy seat, that was supposed to be gold. However, the translation for the word gold and the translation for the word white is that in fact 3,314 years ago when the Ark of the Covenant measurements were given unto Moses, that the word white and the word gold were interchangeable.
Oh, he knows that, does he?
The word white and gold are interchangeable, therefore the Lord God, who is represented by In God We Trust One, is sitting in a golden mercy seat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds crazy, but it's true. I also understand that there are 3,300 pictographs on the reverse and the obverse of the $1 bill. It took me close to 25 years to even believe that what I was discovering was possible. And it took me another 20 years to write it down, place it into a book, so that nobody could take my theory or concept away, or nobody could take
Surely you want everyone to know.
the
They want some money
the
for it.
knowledge that I wanted to impart onto this world away.
Yeah.
And once I published it in an ebook, it became stone. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And now I am making videos for the sole purpose to bring this information to the world, to sell my book naturally, and also because I want to sell the rights to the publishing of the book, or the partial rights to the publishing of the book, and I want to sell the movie rights.
Cut this fucker off. Cut this fucker off. Had enough.
Today.
He's just said the entire reason he wants the fucking theory to go fucking live because he wants to sell the book or the partial publishing rights. He wants to sell the fucking movie rights. I'm sorry, guy's a fucking hack. He's full of shit. Bollocks, whatever. It's all fucking, it's done.
What a shit film that's gonna be.
I mean, and the worst of it is, You know what? I'm going to give you an even better fucking example of why this guy's wrong from my own historical brain archive. All the fucking founding fathers were virtually atheists. Thomas Jefferson wrote a book called The Life and Teachings of Jesus Christ, took out all of Christ's divinity, took out all the miracles and published it as just a nice, happy way to live your life, be nice to one another. Well, none of them they all push the separation of church and state. They do not want the church involved in the running of the country. That is just single-handedly proven his fucking idea wrong. He's a moron. Fuck him. I'm done.
Well, coming this summer. What you thought was just a normal dollar bill turns out to be a map of the Ark of the Covenant. Oh, wow.
But he's just... Oh, God.
Starring famous pedophile Tom Hanks. I'm joking, allegedly.
Oh,
what a load of shit. Is he literally... Is that a picture of himself that he's held up to the camera now? He wants to star in the movie. It's like the Da Vinci Code where this fucking freak in his mum's basement just gets a highlighter pen.
The Da Vinci Code, but literally he's just got a highlighter pen and a dollar bill. And the fat woman from next door.
24 hours in a basement with a highlighter pen and a dollar bill.
You're not buying it then?
Oh, no, fucking...
I tell you what,
18 of those hours of Pornhub.
There's probably close to 1,000 videos on that shit that he's posted.
No.
I've been looking through them. I'm fucking scrambling my brain.
What are people doing?
One of his videos has got nearly like 1 million fucking views.
He's doing better than we are!
There are real conspiracies out there, right, that are worth putting your time and effort into. Last week we talked about a journalist who may have possibly been suicided.
Last week was the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Oh, fuck.
That was real too, though.
The week before, I mean.
That was real too, though, the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Oh,
it's more believable than this fucker and his dollar bill.
Don't waste your time staring at the money. What do you think they're trying to tell you? Yeah, we get it. Money is God. We're slaves to it. What the fuck are you pointing out by what pretty patterns are on it?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's still the God.
Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly what he's saying. And then he's going, by the way, I want to sell the rights.
Yeah.
So I want more of
movie
this.
rights.
I want more God money. Give me more God money. Oh, this guy's a fucking lunatic.
With the snotters. I want to sell the movie rights.
Well, if you're not buying that one,
Oh,
you
there's
can
more.
buy the next one.
Oh, dear God.
Fuck.
Oh, sweet Satan.
I love it.
Okay.
Who's
all right.
next?
Do you want to read it, Ben?
Oh, I thought it was a video.
Okay, this has got aliens in it.
Oh, look, Ben's picked.
Conspiracy theorist claims alien overlord has control of the US economy after spotting a mysterious symbol on a dollar bill. Has the humble $1 bill just blown the cover of our, quote, alien overlords?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, looks like it to me. It's good enough for me.
What? How
You
do you
wanna
make that
describe
happen? What do you have
Basically, you got there's three photos there of dollar bills, and it looks like they're rolled up. I don't even know who's got that.
It's
I know what it is. I tell you, like it's when you you know, you do that negative colour thing on your phone, and on the camera you got that tool.
Right.
Yeah.
Changing from normal to reverse. This
Didn't
is what
it
happens
say-
when you do the reverse colouring on your phone. So
There's
scroll
3
down.
pictures at different stages of a dollar bill, the eagle, and the stars above it, and it's all to the contrast.
That's it. Altered contrast. That's what it is.
It makes it look like there's an alien.
There's definitely an alien.
I'm sure I read online earlier that this had been disproven, this one. But we'll go through it anyway.
Yep.
I'm just saying, don't jizz yourself about the alien
Let's go
heads
through
that
it.
appeared.
Gas. It's too late. If you ever suspected life on Earth was under the scrutiny of alien beings, this new perspective could solidify your ideas. The conspiracy theory site UFO Sightings Daily has shared an image which it claims shows otherwise hidden alien artwork on the US $1 bill. By changing the contrast or on an image of the bill, the source has revealed what it claims is the image of an alien overlord hidden in plain sight. The reason no one spotted this sooner? quote, alien art is supposed to be outside the realms of our comprehension, made not on one level like human art, but many levels of understanding, making most too complex for our primitive minds, claims the website.
So hang on. So it's like it's above human comprehension.
Unless you reverse the contrast on your phone.
Our work is beyond the minds of you. Change contrast on your phone, mate. Oh, what? To turn this knob? Yeah. Turn contrast up. There you go. Alien art. Damn, we did not think of this. We thought that art would be beyond them forever.
Those pesky humans.
Fucking look. Fuck me. I mean, I'm normally up for a bit of weird. I don't know. This.
No, you're not.
The money's pushing it.
You mock every one of my topics.
You're not going the alien then.
Alien abduction ones, yeah. But I mean,
I'm telling you, no, every time I look at it, that looks like a fucking reptilian, doesn't it?
No, it looks like a grey.
It's an alien. No, what is it? Is the contrast been changed?
Yeah, forget about that. Just look at the normal dollar bill now. You can see it, the eyes, the mouth.
That's pareidolia kicking in.
I know, yeah.
Because you've been exposed to the alien thing, and now you're looking at the eagle again.
Yeah. It could be pareidolia, but it might not be.
For the listener, Mike's pointing at me.
In a threatening way.
Quite aggressively. I don't know where that came from.
It might not be. Look, I'm not the resident skeptic.
I'm just saying that every time I see it, it looks like a fucking alien to me.
It's just I feel my role is to try and find some sort of logical explanation for these conspiracies, and being the thickest one here, I think that's an important role for me to play. However, I'm not going with this one. I think, like I said earlier, it might be some wink wink nudge nudge, we'll have our club's badge on there, but I think putting these hidden fucking, if you change the contrast, there'll be fucking alien heads, fold it this way, 9/11, fucking
Ark of the Covenant, man.
Ark of the Covenant. I think, see, he's proven it could be anything. I could then, being a big wrestling fan, say, I've discovered, sketch something out on the $1 bill. It's a map of the Undertaker's home. You could make anything.
Yes, you could make a squared circle in there.
It's
the ring.
It's the world's first wrestling ring.
Yeah, and a couple of guys in the corners. Well, that's Hulk Hogan. That's the Ultimate Warrior. That's Macho Man Randy Savage.
And that's what it represents.
You could draw 4 wheels in the corners, put a little face in the middle, and say it's a fucking Transformer.
There you go. The number of 13s, I think. Are we sort of winding down a little bit now?
I'm
We've
going
seen all the evidence that we've found in our attempt at
brief
research.
sojourn into the dollar bill.
Remember this, that you are the fact checker. We're just here to pass a couple of hours of your time with audio pleasures. So,
the federal stamp there over the one has a bit of significance as well, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a bit of symbology going on with that. It's the Treasury seal.
Okay.
There's a set of scales at the top which symbolises justice, a key for security and trust, and the chevron has 13 stars.
Okay.
So the Treasury seal would have been added onto the bill presumably later on when there was a Treasury seal, but still has a 13 stars, presumably to time the 13 occultism of the bill, Mike, or just because this is fitting in with the rest of the design?
Well, can I just interject? I've just realised something. To try and prove my point here, on this particular bill that we're looking at here, in the green, there is a serial number. And I'll read that out to the listener. It is B, the letter B, 4956515G. Okay?
That's the batch number.
The batch number. I think that stands for before
Yeah.
9 to 5, right? There was 6 6
6 to 6.
plus 5 and 1, 6 6
Oh.
6
Oh.
6.
Oh.
Right? Ignore the next 5. G, God. Right? So before 9 to 5, there was always Satan. We are your God. Money's your slave. Keep on working. Stumble out of bed and myself a cup of ambition.
Working 9 to 5, it's no way to make a living. Oh god, we got a Dolly Parton. Mind you, cracking tits.
You can lose your mind. Do you want to hear a dad joke? Why has Dolly Parton got tiny feet? Oh, fuck it, me, I'm not telling the joke.
Well, you'll have to, because don't understand the punchline.
Why has Dolly Parton got tiny feet?
Go on.
Things don't grow in the shade.
Oh.
Shh, moving on. Yeah, sorry. So let's wrap up our feelings on the $1 bill.
What about the JFK
That's terrible. Because that one's got a 2, 2, and a 2. I mean, all right, yes, he's 11. Is probably must be the oh god, what's the fucking Dallas Federal Reserve number? Yeah. But you pushed it a bit, aren't you? And I'm a big fan of the theory that JFK was assassinated. In fact, I believe it's 99% he was. Future episode, but you know, you're making that in advance. I mean, you don't know who's going to win the presidency. When was Dallas given the number 11? I mean, could have been in the 20s. They don't know if Kennedy's even going to be born yet. They can't fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he goes, oh yeah. Kennedy.
Unless we're living in a simulation controlled by aliens.
Well, there's always.
Well, there is that, right? There is that.
And it makes perfect sense.
Of course. Well, it all makes perfect sense in that scenario.
It explains that someone has engaged satire mode, doesn't it? And that's why we've got all this Trumpian business. But anyway.
What about the Freemason shit, though?
I think it's mates just putting a nudge.
I'm with Gaz. I do. I think he's right.
On this $1 bill, anyway. That's what my feeling on it is. They were new country, new nationalised, standardised money. It's our club. We're all in on it. This was all our plan. We all had to vote on it and agree on it, didn't we? And we're going to have some little in-jokes and nods to each other, aren't we?
I'd do it.
Yeah, that's my feelings on it.
Wouldn't you?
I think it's more sinister. I'm going full Alex on this one. I can see the fucking alien on the fucking one.
Mike is literally, for the listener who tunes in regularly, Mike usually sits on the fence.
Yeah.
At this point of the show,
I can't believe
Mike has jumped off the fence naked and started screaming at the sky about
He's
aliens.
kicked the fence down.
And torn the fence down.
But once you put the reptilian on the $1 bill with the forked tongue of NASA, it all comes together.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Well, I think we've spoken, haven't we? Should we wrap this bad boy up with the... We usually finish off some... Oh, have you boys got anything more?
No, I'm happy.
Just now, I'm with you. I think it's a few in-jokes. I think that... Yeah, it's just...
Changing the contrasts on it is pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, if the aliens are that advanced...
Could they change the contrast in 1770, whatever the fuck?
No, they couldn't. But in modern day times, the aliens might have thought, oh, hang on, they can change the contrast in their phone.
You don't need to change it. I don't actually believe that one. I think you can see it without it. You got the eyes there.
Mike, are you seeing
eyes?
I'm looking!
Mike, I see an eagle.
There's the mouth.
I see an eagle with a shield. It's
One
pareidolia.
Eye, 2 eyes. There's the mouth and there's the head.
Pareidolia, mate.
Alright, now you've pointed out to me, I can see it, which is exactly how pareidolia works, isn't it? We've said that word a lot today. It's like we're proud that we know this word.
I want to take credit for introducing that word back in the day.
To the English language?
No, just to you guys.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can have that one. No, I'd heard it before. I just didn't know the word. I knew what it was.
No, even so, we could claim credit.
Shut up.
You know where you go.
Okay. But yeah, that's Mike. Calm down. I think it's okay. What do you think they're trying to tell us then? I said, we already know, don't we? Money's your god.
Yeah.
Well, big revelation.
Oh my god, this kind of ties into the film we did, our first ever movie review, Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah.
I forgot completely about my They live. Yeah, kind of ties into that.
Yeah,
it does. Well,
maybe that's where the whole scenario comes from, the whole conspiracy comes from, is they live. Those people, oh yeah, your money is a kind of a
It comes from people having way too much fucking time on their hands, Ben. To make... Mike said there was thousands of videos on this subject.
Yeah, check out Michael Fazio.
Oh no, don't!
Oh, don't! You heard him,
Oh no. What have you done, Mike? You're supposed to be the science officer.
Yeah,
you're watching these fucking lunatics.
The other week, he told us that he'd been watching loads of David Icke and was convinced the moon was a fucking satellite controlled by reptilians. I think he's losing his science officer badge.
I'm with him on that
one. See, they control the money, they control NASA, the symbols are on there.
They don't need the symbols because we're all slave to it anyway.
Yeah, well, it's a piss take, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's complicated as fuck because you have to have like a knowledge of fucking Hindu fucking to be able to see Shiva in them squiggly fucking wiggly lines. You need an intricate knowledge.
I admit,
I'm sorry, that's a Care Bear hooker. That's all I see, the Care Bear hooker.
Shapes. It's geometric shapes. It's just shapes, man.
Shiva.
It's fractals. Shiva. Shiver it up your arse. I don't think it's...
We'll move on then, shall we? A bit of weird news.
Yeah, I think we're all agreeing that Mike is stark naked, screaming at the sky.
I'm on this one.
Me and Gaz are
He
sort of
stapled the $1 bill to his forehead.
necking a bottle of whiskey. And me and Gaz are sat firmly on the undestroyed fence, hoping Mike comes back to sanity before the police arrive.
And even more tragically, I wore my Christmas jumper. Now it's covered in Mike's sweat, blood and jizz. And the police had to take it away as evidence.
Things escalated quickly, didn't it?
They did. Oh, can we call a quick piss break for weird news? There's a scenario for you. That's something that's never happened before. Mike's never gone full Alex. He's a science officer.
This
He's
is
always
what
in the
happens.
Me and Gaz are the lunatics.
It
And
is.
Mike's with the right voice
If you
of
watch
rationality.
TV videos on any subject,
Yeah.
this is what happens. You become
Does, but
obsessed and convinced.
I'm convinced there's something dodgy going on. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm not going to go full Ark of the Covenant.
Oh,
Well, you already have.
well, that's a fucking relief. Because that was just
I
bollocks.
watched my research this week was a 10-minute YouTube video, right? Mike's done hours of these people finding shapes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
I led up to my research being about an hour and a half. I had a nap this afternoon. I was so
It wasn't much to do. I thought it was quite a fun topic.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't a fun topic. I just think you maybe shouldn't have
Well, maybe not.
convinced yourself that if you followed them all, you could see 9/11 happening slowly over like 5 different currents. Fucking
I came down to Mike's last night after my Christmas party, and he said, "Oh, I've got this documentary, History Channel documentary to watch." I was like, "Oh, show me now, because I'm not that pissed."
Okay.
I don't
Did
remember
you
it.
wish you were?
No, I was alright. I was okay. I was functioning.
No, it's not about how bad the documentary is.
The documentary was terrible, but it was like, oh yeah, and the 33 stars. Was it 33? Washington had 33 generals who were Masons, and I was like, that's bullshit. And immediately, even in my drunken state, my military history brain kicked in and said, that's bullshit. Quick Google search. No, you didn't even have 33 generals, and my 33 generals were Masons.
Well,
So a lot of this is, you know, for me, if you're inventing facts to back it up, then that's not very scientific.
Well, that's just that one bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's an example of the shit we're getting thrown at us.
Well, we've done the Freemasons, and we know that their symbology, and it's clearly there on the dollar bill. It's clearly there on the seal. We know that they were Masons.
We do.
The founding fathers, majority of them were Masons.
They were,
so they
but
probably
I still think nod, nod, wink, wink.
Yeah.
to the masonry. Nothing too bad going on there. No 9/11 predictions and like long-term plans and heads and lizard faces and snakes.
Shivers,
You know, yeah.
Care Bear hookers.
Let's do the news.
Alright, we'll call a quick piss break then.
Go on then.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
Okay, so we're back. So let's go to some weird news to finish off, and then a bit of full Alex. So what's the first one, Mike? Teenagers are boiling used sanitary pads and nappies to get high. Young people in Indonesia claim the resulting liquid makes them feel like, quote, they're flying. You're boiling shit and piss.
Yep, it gets worse.
They're boiling used sanitary pads and drinking the resulting liquid in an attempt to get high. So the bizarre new craze has reportedly gripped youths in Indonesia looking for a cheap and legal way to get high. The Indonesian National Drug Agency, also known as the BNN, said the chemicals in the sanitary pads give those who drink the concoction a feeling of flying and hallucinations. Young people are also boiling nappies, some dirty, in the same process the BNN. Oh, man.
Because I got high. Because I got high.
What's the world fucking coming
How
to?
desperate to people.
How-
It shows how bad their
Yeah.
lives are.
Yeah.
That's how desperate they are to change
Yeah.
the feeling, the chemical feeling in their brain. Some way we need to find a way to get high. Somebody accidentally dropped his sister's sanitary towel into a fucking boiling pan of water one day and then was like, oh fuck it, I'll drink it anyway. Felt like he was flying. Then the idea spread. I mean, I'm trying to make it funny, but
young people
it's not.
are also boiling nappies. Some of them dirty. To get the chemicals out the pad.
Yeah.
Oh man. It's believed users boil the sanitary pads around an hour, then cool the resultant liquid before drinking to get high. The beverage is understood to be, quote, I'm going to quote, bitter.
Oh,
But is often consumed 3
bit
times a
nutty.
day by users. The Indonesian Ministry of Health is investigating.
That's capitalism.
stop boiling fanny packs.
They hate their lives so
And
much.
nappies. Yeah, things are so shit, they're boiling sanitary pads and nappies, drinking the water that all the chemicals have leaked out into.
It's almost as bad as wanting to drink that dark sarcophagus juice.
Mm.
3 times a day. I suppose, hang on, let's...
Surely there's something else you could
Let-
use. I mean, it's Indonesia, it's full of jungle. I mean, there must be fucking something out there you can chew on to get high.
Let's put our science brains on for a minute. Doesn't boiling something sterilise, you know...
Yeah.
Yeah, it sterilises bacteria and things.
So maybe this boiled water that comes off of it is actually not that bad for you.
If it's the chemicals that they
Yeah,
put...
to get high. So if you said to me,
Yeah.
Gaz, yes, it's a sanitary pad, but it's not used. It's not used. I just boiled one in this water. Now you drink this water, Gaz, and you'll feel like you're flying. Do you know what? If I had nothing to do that day, I'd drink the fuck out of that water. I mean, I really would. If it was a used fanny sanitary towel, then I'm going to tell you a different answer. I'm going to say, no, Mike, I don't want your crazy witch doctory today. If it was a fresh one that I saw come out of a sealed bag and you just boiled it in a pan and told me I could get high off drinking
It's the
it.
chemicals from it, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd give that a go. Once, just once. Knowing me, I'd probably have a fucking seizure. And you'd have to call an ambulance, but that'd be another story to tell on the pod, wouldn't it?
Well, like you say, Mike's gone down from science officer to witch doctor, in your opinion.
Same thing. Same thing. Science, witchcraft, where I come from, it's one and the same. I don't understand any of it. Yeah. I don't understand any
You're
of
the
it.
local doctor slash witch doctor. Yeah, the one doctor took these tablets, the other one just danced around a fire and yelled.
I don't walk around your house burning sage, I walk around with a burning iPad and just like, ooh. No, that was shit. No,
Burning,
anyway.
fucking boiling nappies.
I'm just saying, back in the day, I probably
you
would have
would've
been
done
like, yeah, go on, I'll have a go. But that's me making light of it. These lads are obviously that desperate, living on the streets, the
They're going through the
poorest.
trash to get it.
Yeah.
Used.
Yeah, they're not popping down the supermarket like, I'll have 2 packs of your freshest Tampax, please.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Wow, so there's a harsh, a grim, dark reminder of life on Indonesia's streets.
Yep.
Oh, good on you, lads. Man dies after injecting silicone into his testicles for, quote, sex cult game. Australian Jack Chapman, 28, who died in Seattle, USA, was known for filling large amounts of saline solution into his
Imagine being
scrotum.
known for that.
Hey,
It's
yeah,
your
Jack, you
it's
can
your
fit-
obituary.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is his obituary. That's
Yeah.
tragic. Then
Jack,
Wow.
who was known for filling large amounts of saline solution into his scrotum,
Wow.
died today.
Fucking hell. Oh, R.I.P.D. Jack. There's a tearful woman.
Let's read on before we eulogise him too much. Mr. Chapman's death certificate listed silicone injection syndrome. I didn't know that was a thing,
No.
but it is apparently. As one of 4 causes of death, as well as 3 lung-related issues. The Australian, who was also known as Tank Hafertapan, previously posted pictures of himself with enlarged genitalia. Abnormal swelling, penile distortion are side effects of silicone injections which can lead to fluid accumulation and bleeding in the lungs.
Ooh.
I'm going to see a picture of him.
I don't want to see his fucking weird cock. Oh,
Wow.
God.
He
Giant
is
balls.
bulging. Hey, he's in shape though, but bulging.
Okay. There have been a number of deaths reported after people inject silicone into their buttocks. And while silicone injections into male genitalia is less common, it is no less dangerous. Mr. Chapman was part of a homoerotic, master-slave relationship in the San Francisco gay community, before moving to another in Seattle. Popular gay community blogger Dylan Haffertapen played the master role to members of the BDSM group. He introduced Mr. Chapman to his extreme fetish of body manipulation and master-servant roleplay. Linda Chapman, Jack's mother, found the contract that set out the full terms of Jack's relationship with Dylan.
Wow.
It indicated that Dylan was the, quote, master, and Jack won a number of, quote, pups who had to obey him. The pup's body and mind were also said to be the exclusive property of the master, while the pup had no identity other than that given to him by the master. Mr. Chapman was forced to take Dylan's surname, sign over his slavery,
Salary.
Salary, sorry.
Not much difference. Go on.
Cut off contact from anyone outside the group and wear a chain around his neck. Jack's mother blames Dylan for her son's death. Haffertapen posted on his website, if, quote, Tank was my world, I was his son. He made me feel like the centre of his universe.
Oh, his mom don't look happy.
No.
Would you?
No.
To say I miss him is an understatement. Core to his identity was his service. He lived to help people and was happiest helping those he loved. I love you, Tank, my best friend, partner, my world, my pup. 3 weeks before his death, Jack signed a will leaving all his assets to Dylan. Then 2 days after his death, he was cremated, which the crematorium said was unusually quick.
Oh.
Haffertapen claimed that Jack had died from a diagnosed lung disease on Facebook, but Linda knows this to be untrue. He denies forcing Jack to inject himself with silicone, as Mrs. Chapman hopes to get closure with the help of the police. Well,
Did he keep tending to do it so he could sign over his salary to him and leave all his stuff to him?
He killed him, he knew it would kill him.
It's what happens with cults, Gaz.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call the
No one's got
BDSM community a
injectables
cult.
in my cult, Mike. No one's got
No, he said he was
Yeah,
a
he-
sex cult with that guy.
Yeah, but
wasn't
it's a BDSM relationship. This guy is just some kind
He
of
did
lunatic.
say cult, though.
Did
Did say cult. Yeah,
It does say cult, but I think they're
Okay.
misquoting the
Well,
sort of
Yeah, I suppose it's
usage of the
whichever way you
term.
want to look at it. I mean, consenting adults obviously can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would advise against injecting silicone into your testicles.
Yeah, I would also
Medical
advise
point of
against
view.
also signing over your
Look,
wages
man,
and
he
stuff
wanted
to
to live his
people.
life as he wanted to live it, but did this Dylan guy?
Well, if he's got that control over him,
That's what I mean.
you're my slave.
Was it
you're my
not
pup.
a BDSM
he
relationship?
even
Was it
called
more
him
of a
his
cult?
pup in his fucking eulogy to him. What a cunt.
Yeah.
What a cunt.
Either way, that guy has abused his position.
I think
Basically,
so, yeah.
I would have, you know,
Yeah, that's
that kind of thing is all about trust.
Of course.
And if you're abusing your position like that, doing something knowingly that your partner, your pup, your submissive is gonna die, then you're abusing your position, aren't you?
It's making my balls feel weird.
It's no, he should be jailed, in my opinion.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, AI trying to design inspirational posters goes
No, you like
hilariously
this one.
wrong.
You like this one? It's a nice
Okay.
AI one.
A nice AI.
Whenever an artificial intelligence does something well, we're simultaneously impressed as we are worried. AlphaGo is a great example of this. A machine learning system that is better than any human at one of the world's most complex games. What about Google's neural networks that are able to create their own AIs autonomously? Like we said, seriously impressive, but a little unnerving perhaps. That is probably why we feel such glee when an AI goes a little awry. Remember that chatbot created by Microsoft, the one that was designed to learn how to converse with people based on what it read on Twitter? Rather predictably, it quickly became a racist, foul-mouthed bigot. Gammon! Now, a new AI has appeared on the wilderness of the web, and it goes with the name Inspirobot. As you might expect, it designs inspirational posters for you. You know, the, quote, shoot for the moon, if you miss, you'll land among the stars, type quotes. In an aesthetically pleasing font and plastered onto a calming, pretty background image of deep space or flowers or the sunrise or something. The problem, however, is this has gone insane.
This is one of them.
This is one of them. It's a picture of a chimpanzee with his hand on his head saying, basing your everyday on science creates loneliness. The The problem with this idea is going insane. It occasionally posts inspirational quotes that are as meaningful as a hollowed out coconut. But for the most part, it's actually taken quite a sinister turn, as the following examples will demonstrate. So there's a guy surrounded in a forest, in a clearing in a forest, and he says, "Keep panicking." The next one.
But he's stood in a really peaceful place. That's the thing as well. For the listener, it's like a guy that he's just stood facing, nature. It's something where it would normally you'd expect written next to it is like, you can keep going, you can keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? Something, but keep panicking.
And the next one?
The next one is a person sort of sat reading their phone on a sort of beach with a tree that looks like a brain above it, the sun's setting, and it says, "Try to tell yourself that you are horrible." I do that a lot. I'm really liking these. Oh, this one's fantastic. I love this one.
Wow.
There's a goldfish in a tank, just swimming about, and it says, "Before inspiration comes the slaughter." I love that. I'd have that on my wall. That's fantastic.
Before inspiration
Comes the slaughter!
Yes! Fuck.
It's amazing.
I hate AI.
The next one is a sunset over the desert. You can see the nice rippling haze of the sun.
I think it might
setting.
be Ayers Rock.
Maybe there is that rock in the distance.
Yeah.
But if you want to get somewhere in life, you have to try to be dead.
Wow.
Interesting.
Dead on the inside.
Next one is not as good, but I think that's a Boston Terrier. A pup. Never stop being weird. They do look a bit weird, Boston Terriers.
Yeah, that's one works. That one does, doesn't it? That's it. That's the last one, unfortunately.
Wow.
Well, I, for one, love Before Inspiration Comes the Slaughter. I would definitely have that on my wall.
That's pretty cool.
Can I buy stuff from Inspirobot?
That looks like a cool album cover.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Solar Warden, maybe, Before Inspiration Comes the Slaughter. The long-awaited return album.
That'll be the follow-up album.
Yeah.
Oh no! Remember, we've had all the band stuff going on. You've got Insane for a bit. Now you've started a cult. Mike's got a bit nuts. I've just been sodding around doing drugs. Probably. It's the comeback tour, isn't it? Before Inspiration Comes the Slaughter.
Yeah. Well, that might be the next metal song we write. I like that. Before Inspiration Comes the Slaughter. Yeah, I can picture him.
There's one you need to write that we forgot about.
What was that?
The Floating Crystal Master.
Oh yeah, I've still got that on my phone.
Yeah.
I need to remember what it was about. Floating crystal.
It's about an AI, wasn't it? An AI sort of crystal master.
Crystal intelligence.
Yeah.
That we all bow down and worship.
That's it.
Wow, shit just got real.
Dude.
Well, remember, listener, before inspiration does indeed come the slaughter. So, have we got any more? Or
Never go full Alex.
There we go, full Alex.
Yeah, do you want to explain it, Ben?
Most popular game show in the flat. Basically, Mike will find us a couple of videos of random weirdos who this week will attempt to challenge Alex for his crown of most batshit insane person on the internet.
Were you trying to get crazy with this, eh? Don't you know I'm loco?
So, who have we got first? We decide who's gone full Alex.
Shit.
Never go full Alex.
I almost lost my role as the pusher of the knobs then, I nearly forgot.
Oh,
First up,
ride that knob, Gaz.
Yeah.
First up, we've got Brian Fisher.
Oh, he's a new one.
He's a newbie.
Newbie.
Hello, Brian.
He explains how the dinosaurs went extinct.
Oh, okay. Is it
I
man
have
hunting
no
them?
hesitation saying this because I do not doubt the Word of God. I have no hesitation in affirming that man coexisted with dinosaurs. Now, people will tell me I'm a Neanderthal, I'm a Cro-Magnon, this is superstition, it's old wives' tale. I don't care because my trust and confidence is in the Word of God. So that Word of God indicates that we walked the earth with dinosaurs. Well, where are they? How come they didn't survive? Well, I think what these scientists are saying about the rhino is probably the explanation. Remember that when the flood came, you had little tiny dinosaurs on the ark. There's no reason why they couldn't have come on the ark. You got a couple of young male and female rhinos and a couple of young female and male Tyrannosaurus rexes. So they're tiny. They can be on the ark. And so why didn't they survive? Why didn't they survive after the flood was over? Well, what I'm suggesting is that when the flood happened, remember, it just wiped everything out. It just destroyed. It swept across the planet, and it destroyed vegetation. It knocked down trees. It wiped out grasslands. It wiped out vegetation. All of that was just wiped out by these floodwaters. And so when these giant dinosaurs, who were what? They were vegetarians. They were herbivores. We know from looking at their teeth that they ate plants. Now, the Tyrannosaurus was obviously a carnivore with the kind of teeth it had. But what's it going to eat? It has to eat herbivores, right? What else is there to eat? He's got to eat animals that survive on Earth. Well, if all of the vegetation is wiped out, what are the brachiosauruses? What are they going to eat? So they die out. They just literally starve to death. And the Tyrannosauruses don't have anything to eat, so they starve to death. It's not rocket surgery, ladies and gentlemen, to suggest a rational explanation for what happened to the larger
I've heard that term before, actually. That's a term that Mitchell and Webb popularised.
Yeah. But the saying is either not brain surgery or not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's not rocket surgery.
Yeah, but that is a new term. People are crossing it over for something that's really, really not that simple.
No, I think he fucked up.
No, I think it's. I've heard that term used before, but even so,
I think he fucked up though. I think he's heard that term before. I think he meant rocket
Well, my
science.
bugbear with it is if the dinosaurs starved because there's no vegetation, yeah. What the fuck did the cows and the lions and the giraffes and the horses and what did they all eat?
well, see, you can't. The dinosaurs can't die out. Oh yeah, but the T-Rexes, once they've ate the carnivores, once they've ate the herbivores, you're like, well, all right. Well, what's everyone else eating then?
And why don't the T-Rexes eat cows and horses? Why do they have to eat they can only eat the herbivore dinosaurs?
Well, we know from Jurassic Park that they'll eat a goat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Well, T-Rex doesn't want to be fed, Gaz. T-Rex wants to hunt.
Well, yeah, but if it gets desperate, I mean, it did eat the goat, didn't it? In the end, it did.
Yep.
Well,
The best scenes of the film.
yeah.
Actually, I think it was cut in the cinema, wasn't it?
You see,
Don't think you see the.
Are you on about the goat, or are you on about
the goat.
the cow that was lowered into the raptor pen?
I about the goat.
The goat's chained outside the T-Rex, inside the T-Rex paddock, isn't
It spits like the leg on the car, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Great. So yeah. Wow. Well, I'm going to save it to the end.
Okay. Well, he's clearly batshit insane.
Let's see who's next.
Next is Rick Wiles. He sees the upside of a deadly ice age.
Wow.
Right. We've had him before, haven't we? Rick
Yeah,
Wiles?
he's an old favourite.
friend.
We believe that China is well aware of the ice age, and that's why they're developing an artificial sun, they're developing artificial moons, and people here in the USA, you can laugh, mock, ridicule all you want, but yeah, you're going to end up freezing to death, all right? Because this thing is here, it's arriving, and it's arriving quickly, and it's arriving this year. We're going to see the onset of this ice age in the winter of 2018, 2019, but it's really going to kick in next winter. That's going to be when you're going to have a lot more believers. Some people said, well, why would God do this to us? Why would God allow it to happen?
Well, God isn't allowing it to happen. All these things are happening as a result of man's sin. That man's sin, because we're connected with the earth, that sin is causing this disruption in the earth. The earth was never meant to deal with sin. The earth was made perfect. The Lord made it. Remember, the Holy Spirit brooded over the waters, so He formed this earth. He made this earth for us, for habitation for us. It was our sin that cascaded this whole problem that we see in the world around us. And so, when you see these things happening, it was the result of man's sin, not God's wrath. God will use it.
Yes, because it will freeze out Planned Parenthood.
Yes.
there won't be very many abortions in America 15, 20 years from now. There's not going to be a lot of pornography consumption. There's not going to be a lot of drug use. I mean, it's going to freeze out a lot of sin.
Yes.
That's for sure, because people, a lot of people are going to be dead. And that's just a fact. An ice age wipes out a substantial portion of the population. That's a fact.
Well, I didn't think he was going to win that at the start, but at the minute he's in the lead for me.
Is he?
Yeah. So, hey, there's upsides to that. Don't worry, upsides to loads of people dying. It's alright.
Here we go with
no porn.
Ben's, I'm the leader in the, let me guess, you're going to lead us all through
no,
the...
no, I'm prepared for an ice age.
The ice age. Oh, that's a surprise, you're normally the leader in these situations.
No, I'm prepared for the ice age. I'm prepared for that. First of all, I've got a warm coat.
On the upside, there'll be no abortions in the ice age.
No abortion. See, he just turned it into... See, he just... I suppose, in theory, he didn't go more for Alex at the two, because he's just turning his own prejudices into a little rant.
I've forgotten what the first one said. Was it just
dinosaurs?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Alright, let's see what Alex has got to say.
Alex is saying that non-binary people are aliens.
Well, okay.
Our community really needs your help with this consultation. It takes 10 minutes, it's a really quick survey, and it can really impact people's lives for the better.
Remember 25 years ago, Monsanto came out with field trials of the Terminator seed for cotton and soybeans and many other plants. And when that plant goes through its life cycle, it doesn't produce seeds that can produce another plant. You have to go back to the company, the biotech company, to be able to get seeds that, again, only germinate and only produce another plant one time. And of course, then they stack other genetic traits like pesticide into them so that bugs wouldn't eat them. But said it's safe for you to eat the pesticide. And like they said, glyphosate safe to drink as well, same company. And if you're going to ask, why are you starting a discussion on transgenderism with the Terminator seed? Well, because I've read the textbooks in the 50s and 60s that were produced then about the plan to promote the end of the family, the end of the nuclear family, and to promote homosexualism, and then to promote non-gender, and to have literally shaved heads and gray uniforms. And that this would start in the elementary schools and then move up, beginning with confusing the sexuality of children, and that finally when you were done, people would be asexual, meaning they do not want to have sex, period. And this thing needs your help to spread its word. So it's come to your planet, and it needs your help, and it needs you to spread what it's doing to your children, to teach them that they're not a boy or girl, and to rob them of their most basic identity before they ever even really came of age and had a choice in the new transhumanist world if they wanted to become a cyborg. So we make jokes about Roswell and aliens and sexless creatures and the gray aliens of the future. And people that are into that stuff say it's time-traveling humanoids coming back from the future because something has made them where they can't reproduce, and they're trying to get original human DNA to relaunch the species. And I used to hear that and think that's crazy science fiction, but now you see where the globalists are taking us. Wow, is that true? Because they're making it so fashionable to be a sterilized humanoid who's asexual. The planet will serve us well. See, I don't believe in aliens. I'm simply making the parallels here to how the real aliens are here. You take a human and you make them part cow, so they can grow large humanoids up inside utero of cows. What is that? It's an alien. It's not of this world. It's artificially created. It's new. Your planet will serve us well. Aliens don't come from outer space, folks.
Wow.
I think Alex has won that.
I think Alex just pulled off the comeback of the century. A 12th round last minute knockout.
Yeah.
Knocked the competitors out through the ropes.
Yeah.
Left them flat on their back, mangled and embarrassed. Wow.
10 count outside the ring.
Just break down any little point of what he said. I'm still fixated on the we'll all be made to wear uniforms and shaved heads like grey aliens. And it'll start in schools. Well, when did that... What? Let's just think about it. Let's focus on that for a second. What? They're going to make us dress like grey aliens. Make our children dress like grey aliens at school. Genderless, shaved-headed little kids at school.
Right.
Okay, that's one bit of what he said.
And also remember, he's comparing the gender-neutral person there to the grey alien from the known faked autopsy video.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot there to unpack, isn't there?
I think
there's a lot to unpack. I think Alex has got it.
I mean,
he said so much that I can't actually summarise what he said. I mean, we went from everywhere from aliens to transgender.
And let's put this into perspective. That was fight of the century because he just beat two people, one of which said the fucking dinosaurs lived alongside man and were on the fucking
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark with Noah and the rhinos. What was the other prick saying?
Upside of a deadly ice age.
Upside of the deadly ice
definitely
age.
Coming. There won't be any abortions.
But
most people will die, but there won't be any abortions.
Yeah. Or sin.
Or sin. Man's sin. Is bringing on a definite ice age. It's nothing to do with the sun or the solar
or the global warming,
fucking, cycle of the universe. No, it's God's punishment and the sin of man. And then Alex with what he just did. I mean, can we even summarise what he just?
No, we can't.
I'm lost. I mean, I'm very, very high right now, but I couldn't really tell you. I'm still stuck on the make us dress like grey aliens.
Do that in schools.
Oh yeah, who said we won't want to have sex anymore?
They're coming back in time.
Yeah.
To get our
get some human DNA.
Get human DNA because they can't breed anymore, and that she is the first link in this hybrid. She's gender. Oh man, they're gender neutral.
Actually, alien hybrids. I think
they're actually alien hybrids. So trans people are alien hybrids.
Aliens don't come from outer space, people.
But not trans. I think he means
gender neutral,
non-binary. Yeah, gender neutral, whatever.
I don't mean to sound old-fashioned and out of touch, but how does
You're
one?
about to.
I know. But how does one define themselves as gender neutral?
Well, they're allowed to now, Ben.
It's up to them, isn't it?
Just like I'm allowed to identify as a fucking transformer, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I can, because I can not call you Lord Megatron.
Hate crime! Hate crime!
Couldn't give two fucks.
Ben is fascist. Do you like Tommy Robinson? Oh my god. That's the way. That's the way the world is now.
That was so camp.
Exactly, I'm one of them.
You want to be called Lord Megatron?
I'm a purple-bearded hipster.
You want me to call you Lord Megatron, and you're addressing me in a camp voice.
No, Ben. The law states
that
if you do not respect what I identify as, then you are committing a hate crime, and you're a hateful little criminal person.
Yeah, if you don't respect who they identify as, you don't respect them as a person, Ben.
It's a hate crime.
All right, okay.
You're
Let's just flip this, Gaz.
No,
I identify as the leader of the human resistance to machine war.
Yeah, that's
You're not.
silly.
No, what's the difference? What's the difference?
Well, that's not real.
Neither would you be a transformer.
Of course it is, because I'm real.
Because you're not in a metal.
I don't have to be.
I'm just
I
saying.
transform every day. I transform from the magnificent beast that I am in sleep mode to standing up into waking mode.
How come you never bring that magnificent beast to the podcast?
I'm a fucking transformer. There's not a fucking thing you can do about it, legally speaking. And I've got evidence on the internet.
In this scenario, I'll commit a hate crime then. Fuck it.
Anyway, what is this about me? I'm lost.
I was just curious as to gender,
non-gender,
non-gender thing.
Thanks,
I mean, it's
Mike.
like, what can you?
Alright, Gaz.
I don't get it.
Megatron.
Sorry, Lord Megatron.
Oh, fuck off! I don't get it.
Well,
how can you not fancy one or the other?
Oh,
you gotta be attracted to one.
No, some people are attracted to objects. They get married to.
Yeah, those are crazy people though. They're having sex with cars.
You're very non-PC, aren't you, Ben?
And that woman married the Eiffel Tower. And one woman I saw had sex with a fence. I think that was the woman who married the Eiffel Tower.
I saw a woman having sex with a gear stick one time.
Really?
Yeah, not in real life.
Oh.
So anyway, yeah, Alex has got it this week. Fuck me. I think we should wrap this bad boy up. It's been fun.
Yeah, Alex wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm down for that too.
Let's say thank you for listening and rate us on iTunes and Podbean and Stitcher and SoundCloud. Wherever you can find us, please give us a nice review if you like what you hear. Follow us on Facebook. We post some good stuff, memes and episodes. Anyone? Anything else? I've forgotten.
Oh, buy my comic book, Space Force Intergalactic Fascist from Amazon.
Maybe buy Gaz's comic book.
Buy it! Fuck you! Don't try to stand in the way of my commerce.
And I'm going to say that...
You were cock-blocking me. Comic book cock-blocking me.
I'm capitalism blocking you.
Yes. I will use our shared platform to shill my own interests.
You?
Of course I will.
Well, I'm disgusted. So I'm going to say, don't drink the Flavour Aid. Don't join a cult. I've been Ben. Thanks for listening.
I've been Gaz. I will say free Biff Tannen. Bye.
I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
Awesome.